Hey, everybody, and thanks for joining us for another episode of the Damn Podcast. I'm your host, Corey, and joining me as usual is Nick,
Hello, how's it going?
Justin,
Back from the dead.
and Jamar is in transit. He will be here soon. It's
he's
a long
coming for the
commute to
weekend.
the podcast studio. It looks like the background's different. That's just a green screen. We're actually all in the same studio. So, as usual, let's kick it off with what we're doing this week. I shall get it started. I guess more like this month because the winter storm really just kind of threw us all off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dallas has been
It
getting the
sucked.
brunt of it.
Yeah, I didn't have water
couple
for
of weeks.
like
Yeah.
7 days almost. I think it was around
Christ.
7
We were like
days.
frozen,
7
and then we got
days.
like lightning storms. But yeah, Texas
Well,
is just not.
Yeah, I had to stay at a friend's for a few days, and it just threw me all out of whack.
Yeah.
And it sucked. I hated it, and getting back after you've not had water for 7 days, you're like so behind on chores too. It sucked. Like it threw my whole week off.
Oh man, my hotel stay during when I had no power. Now that
Oh
was
man.
Thank God I live near a hotel that's like literally within walking distance.
Yeah, and all the hotels were packed.
I got an email from my work that's like, okay, so I know we've like shut down the factory, shut down the offices and everything, but if you're working from home, we still expect you guys to, be on the ball. It's like,
Yeah, I was still
don't
working
have
my water
internet.
off. Yeah,
I
I had no
connect
water.
to the VPN. You
I
guys.
had no water, and I was still working the full time, and I was just like, So I just like went to a cafe if I could.
I had I had water bottles that I bought from Target, and I managed to get them from Target. I was surprised they didn't sell it because when I went to Target, like
Yeah.
a lot of things were just sold
yeah.
out.
Same with
It was
Kroger.
basically-
The whole like frozen aisle refrigerated stuff, they had to like toss it out when they lost power.
It was like
Yeah.
it was like the
It's
start of the pandemic
crazy.
again,
Exactly.
except with freezing temperature and no electricity.
Yeah.
It's like so you
all the
made it
roads
even
rise.
worse than the pandemic.
But outside of not having water for multiple days, I've been playing a lot of Valheim since our last episode. I think almost everyone has. It's been a lot of fun. I've been playing it with a group of friends on our own server, just working our way up through the bosses. It's a very what's the word? The pacing is like very stretched out. It takes a long time to get all the materials you need to be ready for the next boss. And I mean, I've heard it compared to a Terraria a lot. I do see the comparison. Obviously, Valheim's not two-dimensional. It's not as much like of a clear cut objectives like Terraria is. Maybe I don't know if that's really the right wording, but with Terraria, I feel like it's easier to go from point A to point B to a boss. With Valheim, it's a struggle to really find where your boss is gonna be and get all the materials and armor up to speed to be ready to fight said boss. It's a lot of resource gathering that you didn't really do as much in like a Terraria style game. But I really have been having a lot of fun with it with my friends. I hope more studios follow the example. Not specifically a Norse survival, but a 3D survival game with bosses and objectives to work towards, because I see too many survivals where it's
They're
just
aimless?
it's aimless. You're just there for the sandbox, you're there for the ride. It's your own
Yeah,
open
like the
RPG
full-
experience,
I've been
which
thinking
is
Minecraft
cool.
in the back of my head this whole time.
I was thinking
It's
the
not exactly
forest.
Minecraft, but
I was thinking
yeah.
like the forest because like you do all that thing for survival, you build your
Or-
own trees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's not
exactly.
really an end, from what I know at least. There's not really an end goal in the forest.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just, like,
why
you're
I
just-
can't. That's why I can't like relate with those games or get into them. Is I need like a clear objective, or I just get bored. Like I
Yeah.
just can't immerse myself any other way but having like my RPG standard quest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But outside of that, there's been Genshin. The Lunar Festival is wrapping up. I did all the quests. I did the tower defense, which got really, really grindy eventually, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Uh, what else did I do during the Lunar Festival?
Ever
Oh
seen
yeah,
the
I pulled
Galaxy character
Zhao.
creator?
I pulled Zhao, but
yes. Oh, nice.
thankfully,
I did the first one.
I didn't have to get to my pity twice, so I pulled him on the first try.
Oh man.
I'm working on
Uh,
the weapon banner right
and
now.
I have seen so many sad Genshin stuff lately. Like the weapons banner is just such dog shit because there's no pity on them.
Yeah, well, there's a pity, and it's lower than the character banner pity. Like I think it's around 64, 65 in comparison to like 79. But
Uh,
it's not guaranteed like the character banner is. You get a
yeah,
50% chance to get the
Oh, the
weapon
50
on the banner,
forever.
but it's always 50-50. It doesn't go up to 100% if you miss, which makes it
man.
pretty
Yeah,
fucked up.
that weapon pulling weapons is just oh man, the amount of money you could spend
Yeah.
on that and not get the weapon you want is just so tough.
I'm really rolling the dice right now because I really want the Staff of Homa in this banner. It's a really good spear that I want. So hopefully I get it and still have enough left over for Hu Tao without spending money because I'm
Yeah,
broke.
I seen someone spend like $1,300 and did not get the Staff of Homa on that
Oh my
fucking
god,
banner.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
crazy.
That is like oh boy.
Yeah, I pulled Wolf's Gravestone and I was like, fuck, I don't want this weapon. Just gonna get outdated in like a month when they
Yeah.
come out with a new two-handed sword.
Yeah.
But
Hu Tao from what I've seen is like some supernatural ghost girl or something.
yeah, they didn't want to release her during the Lunar Festival because they don't want to like associate the festival with death. It's like apparently a no-no in Chinese culture.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what
Oh, maybe
everybody's
that's
told
why
me.
Kaching was thrown in there, but who knows?
Yeah, Genshin yeah, one thing I'm starting to notice with like all these characters that Genshin is getting really overloaded with characters. There's just like so many of them now.
Yeah, I mean, because I know people will buy them, but
I guess it's
they're
like
kind of
as your
putting them
main.
out too fast. I think it would make more sense
Yeah.
to supplement more characters with more content
Yeah,
and pace the characters out more because I feel like if they oversaturate it with characters, people are gonna not play a lot of them, and they're just gonna overall like it's sort of like the effect where you have so much you just do nothing sort of
pretty
thing.
much like
Like
all the
yeah,
yeah, we need more stories and less of yeah, just a little bit more like a restraint and order. Like these characters are cool, but yeah, can we get? But like there's like
mm,
there's not much we can do with the
Like the rest of the
characters.
world,
Just
yeah,
yeah,
it would
maybe
make more
focus on that.
continue to grind artifacts for them.
that, or it would make more sense to have storylines to build up longer to the characters because a lot of them didn't really get the development they needed. They would I mean, they'll have their little character story quests, but usually they'll be like really crappy filler that'll
Yeah.
just not really give you much depth to a character. Like the most development we ever got for Mona, for example, was from Fischl's event.
Mm.
And Child's in the story, Song
Yeah.
Lee's in the story, so that's something else. Klee, her quest barely left an impression on me much.
Yeah, I
She
know
could
she
have
was in
used more
Mona's story a
development.
bit though when she like when you first meet Mona, she's like
Yeah, yeah. Klee's an important character. I think once more details come about who her mom is, I think she's going to be a more integral character to the story.
Mhm.
um But yeah, I think they could do a little bit more on developing the characters out and fleshing them out instead of pumping them out left and right. So like we
yeah.
don't even know anything about Hu Tao.
Yeah,
Like she'd never even been mentioned.
it's turning into like God of High School, the God of High School anime. Like they just introduce
Yeah.
10 new characters every fucking
Or
episode, and
like
people.
Tokyo Ghoul where it's like, who's this inspector? Who's this new
Yeah,
inspector? Huh?
Tokyo Ghoul did evolve into
Like
that.
40 new inspectors and divisions that you never heard of and new ghouls and you're like, God, what's going on?
And,
But outside of that, that's pretty much been it. I'm about to start on Bravely Default 2. I will probably hopefully have something to report next time we record.
uh-huh. All right, so Nick, you want to go next, or should I?
Sure, yeah. So I've been playing it's a Pokemon fan game called Xenoverse. I played some previous ones, Uranium, and there's some other ones I can't think of. Phoenix Rising at the moment. It's just the latest because there's just not really anything else going on with Pokemon that's like out yet. There's some new announcements we can talk about. We'll be talking about a little bit later, but it's fun. They like introduce some new concepts and
You need
new
to save our segues,
characters
man.
and things. Right. But then I've been watching a lot of anime. I actually made like a whole like list of all the my grocery list of shows I've been watching to like keep track of like, oh, is this one on Hulu? Is this one on Funimation or whichever? Um,
Oh God, man,
there's a lot this
I would,
season.
man, Funimation is just really screwing me with right now. Not putting what my favorite shows right at the that are new at the moment are well, one of yours, I think, Wonder Egg Priority and Skate.
Oh
They're both
yeah,
they're Funimation exclusive though, and they're not
yeah.
on Hulu
Why?
either,
Oh,
which is
they made a skate anime,
yeah
like the
the
game
yeah
series.
SK8.
Skate the Infinity, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's an Infinity.
Yeah,
It's, by the way, it's
it's
8.
basically just a skateboarding anime.
I don't know how
Yeah,
they got that
That
license from EA.
seems cool.
cool. Yeah,
But
back
yeah,
to you.
so the ones in particular, then Dr. Stone, really enjoying. And so Jobless Reincarnation,
Well,
uh,
I plan to
we can
talk a
talk
little
more
bit
about
about
that a little bit
that.
later.
Yeah.
But I guess like I've started out good, but I'm not. It's not going so good. And I want to like contrast it with a show that I actually mentioned previously that I wasn't so keen on, but then I actually went back to it, The Journey of Elena. So, because both the main characters are like really OP, they can do whatever with their magic, kind of, but and
But
they're
Elena's
both their
not an isekai.
personalities aren't that great, right? Elena can also just fly around wherever she wants to, but
I'm
I,
pretty sure Rudy can learn the power to fly sometime.
he
I
may
mean,
just well, yeah. He may not be like a witch though, but
no.
but yeah, I went back to it and I actually enjoyed it. The latter half of it, it's very like episodic. She just kind of goes to totally unconnected towns, I guess. But each like kind of self-contained vignette story is at least interesting. And like at the end, my big complaint with it previously was kind of just like her personality. She's just kind of very like passive, just very like apathetic to the world. But like her personality, like personalities actually end up being like kind of antagonists in a sense, like a very literal sense actually in the last episode, that I feel like it really does kind of tie it together. Like, you know, you went on all these adventures, all these journeys, you met all these people and stuff, but why are you still kind of like really cold to the world? You know, what
Mm.
where is that coming from? And so it turned into very like introspective kind of uh at the end, but it's otherwise it's a fun sort of show. It's not one that I would like say is 10 out of 10, but it definitely became better than I thought from the initial episodes. And the animation magic and stuff is still is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, Jobless Reincarnation almost has like movie quality level animation as well. I mean, I think
Yeah.
well, episode 6 dipped it a little bit. I remember the animation dipping a bit in that episode, but
Yeah, we can talk about
yeah,
Jobless Reincarnation.
yeah, because there's some news about Jobless Reincarnation that I should get into. But
Arcada with Glass Reflection actually put out a video about it today. I saw earlier too. That's
really
kind of covering some of the stuff. Yeah, he's like, it's hard for him to recommend it. Definitely recommend checking
let me check
that out.
up. Like, let me check that for a bit because the last time trying to recommend. It's one of his first reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised. Arcada does not like those kind of shows. I don't think I've ever seen him really recommend isekais.
Yeah,
even though he likes a few.
I think he likes Log Horizon, but him and I.
But yeah, Log Horizon.
I also like Log Horizon season 3, but it's definitely like a niche audience if you don't like your fantasy politics and
I heard
backstabbing
it's a lot of fantasy politics.
like the members of the Senate to join another country, but it's I like it, but I know not everyone will, so it's hard to recommend that one.
Well, cool.
Okay.
That's you, Justin.
Oh God, so much things. So there's quite a bit. There's quite a bit I did over the last few weeks that I'm just gonna just digest it in highlights. So I come up with a lot of the winter anime, which I'm not going to get into now because that can be discussed later. And so the highlight for me is binging a bunch of 80s Shonen Jump anime. Yeah, I've gone back into watching a few. Well, classics that nobody really cares about anymore. Like, who the heck remembers like well, no, some people still remember City Hunter. Rio Saiba, aka the badass gunslinger and perverted sexual assaulter. Yeah, that guy is that guy. He's his adventures basically I basically been binging his episodic adventures where he just like it's basically just him like being a badass and trying to grope women only to get punished for it as usual because that's how Rio do, ain't he? Yeah, there's a lot of episodes though on City Hunter, so it'll take a
Yeah,
while to
there's like over 100 at least.
yeah. And I've also been watching one of the guy's other series. I've been watching it for a while, actually. Cat's Eye, the female. The you guys know Totally Spies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is like
Very well.
this is like the predecessor to that. It's like it's these three sisters who basically steal things steal paintings that belong to their father. While one of the main girl is dating it has her boyfriend since high school. He's a cop and he's trying to pursue them, but he doesn't know that the lady thieves he's pursuing are his girlfriend and his girlfriend's sister. So it's basically a bunch of like episodic adventures about them doing thieving.
Mhm.
While not wearing any masks. Like they don't wear masks at all in that
Hey, you don't need
series.
that.
I know you don't. You just gotta not show your face, and then you're golden. That's apparently how 80s spy logic works.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. And one thing I've been watching more recently, kind of got back into it after the last movie watch, is Kimigori Orange Road, the
Okay.
the Shonen Jump, the old Shonen Jump series that created it wasn't the first, but it created like all the shonen romance tropes and stuff that we've seen today. Like it was like all the reasons like I guess like Horimiya and such exist is because they took inspiration from what Kimigoro Orange Road started. I gotta say, the original product does not hold up very well. It does not hold up very well.
They never do.
No, I mean some of them hold up better than others, but this one in particular did not hold up compared to all the evolutions, and I'll tell you why. One is that all the good scenes go to the main female protagonist. Like every single good scene goes to her. Like it's a love triangle story with like that's theoretically about this one guy hanging out with these two girls that is like he's like indecisive about. But the show makes it clear that the main female protagonist is the winner because he seems to hang out with her all the time. He never seems to like even think besides like one or two episodes about the other girl. All the good scenes go to the main girl. Monica Ayukawa. I mean, she was an anime icon back in the 80s. But the guy, he gets no good scenes. Like he has psychic powers like Mob, but he doesn't use it. He never uses them for anything useful. The only time he ever uses them is like to get himself in trouble. He gets beat up so many times. He caused like all the conflicts are misunderstandings.
I mean that's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, but the problem is he's not growing from them, and he doesn't get any good scenes from them. Like with the occasional like there was this one episode where where his sister he helped his sister when she got a makeover. That was cool, and that was nice. That was pretty decent. But the problem is that's only like one episode out of many where he's just not contributing. Like all the main Monica's a good character for her time, mostly because like the problem with her is that everyone respects her to the point that it's like, who are these other people you're hanging out with? It's like, and you can there is chemistry between the two, but the problem is that it's like I reminded of like what people say about Boruto, where they like look at Naruto and go like, you have all the best scenes in his show. How can anyone respect your son, Naruto? And the other girl, she does not really get any good scenes either. Like I think the only thing I saw from her that was really cool was when she attacked a gang leader, a gang who mistook her for her friend. But then it turned out that the gang attacked them because of misunderstanding, because they thought they were attacking Monica because the gang leader said to take care of her, but what the gang leader really wanted was just like, thank her for saving my cat. And it was like, yeah, these misunderstandings have not aged well. And also the male supporting cast, fucking terrible. Like they get no character development. There's nothing interesting about them. They're not funny. Like they only exist to like beat up the main character or get him in trouble. And it's like,
there only needs to be one guy. You don't want competition, you know?
I know that like why does this other guy hang out with them? Like the guy who's known the two girls since childhood. He has like
Exactly. Who's
he has,
that?
yeah,
Who
he
even
only
is that?
exists. Yeah, he only exists to beat up the main character. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you in this show? I'm so glad you were removed from the show for the finale movie because you add literally nothing. It's very aged. Like the cinematography is still good. Like the emotional moments when they happen, if you ignore the fact that nothing's actually progressing, because Kimigori Orange Road, as one of the codifiers of anime romance, means that there's no actual progression till the end.
Cool.
So that still holds up. It's just that a lot of the situations did not. So that really frustrates me watching the show, but not enough for me. The fact that I binged like 30 episodes in a week. So clearly it must be doing something right if I can. Well, actually no. A lot of the, to be fair though, a lot of it was just going like, ooh, no, that was cringe, man. That was cringe.
Where it's like, I definitely know that the romance will advance in the next episode. They're so
No,
close.
I know it
and
won't. I know
they
it won't
still
because
don't until the last.
I already seen the finale movie twice. I know that he doesn't confess until the movie. And that's so basically you're watching 48 episodes and more if you count the OVAs of just situations. That's why I did when I did the movie watch. I said let's just watch the first 2 episodes and then just skip straight to the movie because you miss a little bit of him getting closer to the main girl, but not enough to the point that it's like worth that many episodes. Yeah, but like I said, old series. I get it a bit. I just don't think the situations age well compared to some other 80s Shonen Jump that I've seen and some other 80s rom-com, but that's fine. Okay, and as for games, I'm just gonna go talk about like the one game that I really enjoyed, and that would be Amori. Really, I finally played that RPG Maker game that everyone was like kind of hyped about, and it honestly I think playing Amori kind of made my feelings for like Wonder Egg Priority lessen a little because I keep comparing the two. And
you're welcome, by the way, for Amori. I funded that.
Similar themes and stuff.
I funded that on Kickstarter.
Oh,
nice, nice.
Yeah, like 8 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, I know. That thing's been in
like 8 years.
It's more like 6 years, but
it's about 7.
Yeah, but I know that thing's been in 2014. I know that thing's been in development.
I graduated high school and finished college before it was done.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, Amori
from one platform to another, like.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be on 3DS and
yeah, but they.
I don't remember what else. I think just 3DS and PC initially, and maybe Vita.
I've heard
they were like canceled like all of them.
Yeah, I definitely without spoiling too much. I will say some of the Earthbound RPG stuff drags. Like I could have done with it being a little more compact, but I really like the story of Amori, and I really like when I managed to find the right combination to get overpowered in that game, and just like I only got the good endings and some of the bad endings. I am not doing like the other route where you get more like Earthbound RPG-ness because I'm like, that's not really what interests me about Amori. But yes, it's a very emotional game, and I did really like the gameplay, and it's for the most part, and it was definitely a fun time. Definitely very recommended. I'm a little sad that I could only put it at number 5 and because it came out like near the end of 2020. So when I was going like, let's look at my top 5 games of 2020, and I'm like, Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna remove Xenoblade Chronicles and put it in the year 2012.
How dare
So
you?
hey, it's still on. It's
RIP.
just that I just moved it to the year 2012 now because I go like, you know what? I'll just move it to this year so I can put a
When it
Mori in
originally
here.
came
As
out.
a 2020
That's
game
alright.
that had DLC, so it should be counted as such.
Yeah, but I decided, you know what? A lot of what made the game good did come out in 2012, so I'll just move it here. So
Fair
I
enough.
moved, so I moved that and like put a more in last place because if the RPG if the RPG Earthboundy stuff didn't drag on as long as it had, it probably would be a little higher. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think every game should have a fast forward combat
uh-huh.
button.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, and they're like, do I like it more than like the new Yakuza game? And I was like, no. Despite the new Yakuza game also having bullshit, like the bosses got really tanky after a while. It also
Yeah.
got, it also new Yakuza game also just had so much, and the story is just every Yakuza story ever. But the new Yakuza game just had so much new cool stuff with the mini games and the style that I was like, yeah, no, I still prefer Yakuza. So I did. So yeah,
Jamari.
that sums up that sums up all the
Oh, shit.
highlights of my fun
Damn it.
in the
Damn it.
last
Now,
3 weeks. And
now,
You are
now,
Jamar,
right on time.
yeah,
no.
Jamar, right on time.
Like
Now he gets his
perfectly.
segment.
Well,
Shit.
Jamar is here.
I didn't want him to get a segment.
No.
Justin just finished
Shit.
talking about what he did this past couple weeks, so it is perfectly right to you.
Oh, perfect. I was car shopping today. I actually went to Porsche dealership. I decided to be a big boy and look at fancy cars, didn't buy anything, but
Right.
they treated me nice. But as far as this week, been playing a lot of Street Fighter. They just released the final season for Street Fighter 5, and it's been pretty good. They fixed Ryu, the poster boy of Street Fighter, so he is now actually broken, and everybody's playing him now. So that is
As he
awesome.
should. Yeah.
Yeah. Also finished Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
Oh yeah,
So,
I heard
which
that's the best Shantae game.
was it?
I've heard people say that was the best Shantae
It,
game.
it was pretty good. Like I started it like 4 years ago, and then I just dropped it for some reason. But this whole week I've just been playing that on the PS5. It runs pretty good. I think probably 60 FPS with the PS5.
Oh, that's impressive for the PS5.
Yes. So
Yeah.
next
Wow.
generation games today.
I'm surprised it could handle Shantae.
Isn't it not the most? I mean, well, you never know.
Those pixels, man.
That's rough.
Yes, they surpassed Demon Souls graphics clearly.
Oh man.
feel like
Also,
bringing
I
up the
did finish Cyber Shadow.
Yeah, how did that?
Um, so I thought Yacht Club made the game. It was actually a single person that made it, and Yacht Club published it.
Yeah, I heard
Okay,
it wasn't the Shovel Knight creators who actually made that game.
Oh, I
no.
didn't know that.
Yeah, they did.
So it was an okay game, to say the least. If you ever played any of the old NES like Ninja Gaiden games or Shinobi, very punishing but rewarding if you can learn and master the moves. The biggest issue I have with the game is once you get to level 5, basically the level design of the game really just goes, I'm just gonna put spikes and pits everywhere. And
Yeah.
it's not fun. There's like a difference when playing like Super Meat Boy, and it's punishing because you made the mistake, not the developer that actually made the mistake. But
It
for
turns
20
into
bucks,
Kaizo
yeah,
Super Mario.
no,
Yeah.
exactly. But
That's what I didn't like about it either. The level design was I didn't like the level design.
and I kind of wish they had a story where, like in 2021, like I think there's maybe 60 words in the whole game that was to tell like a whole story. So
Yeah, I played a little bit of it because it was on Game Pass, and one of the problems was Microsoft restricted me to my keyboard because for some reason the Xbox Game Pass doesn't want to recognize my DualShock. I don't know why that would be. But I so I had to play with the keyboard, so it was already a shitty experience. I'm like, this is awful. I hate this on keyboard so much. But I mean, I don't mind the whole Shovel Knight feeling like a retro game. This one felt like literally like a SNES game in like every aspect. Like it didn't feel like there was any new mechanics I would expect from a game that came out now. You know what I mean? Whereas with Shovel Knight, it feels like with Shovel Knight, they had like they had more character options, additional campaigns. They had magic. They had a storyline that actually was well written, unlike a lot of SNES games. So I don't know. Yeah, it didn't pull me in, and maybe I'll go back to it when I can use my controller.
I don't know. It's not worth it. I like pushed through it just to see the end, so I could at least like complain about it now.
Yeah.
But
Well, we're glad we have you.
yes.
Final Fantasy 15, huh? Huh? No? Come back?
What about it?
We making the return, Jamar?
You mean 14?
Oh, 14, yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah,
not
we're
making the
going to the
return to
moon.
15.
Yeah, no one's doing that anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
to the
no.
moon. To the moon.
To the moon, bitches. To the moon. But no, what was it, like 2 weeks ago when they did
I think the Endwalker trailer was like around 2 weeks ago.
no, it looks great. I got my macros all set up again.
Guess your preemptive Sage macros.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my alerts.
I hope they do a nice little pre-order bonus again where you get that like fucking 30% more XP bracelet or some shit like they did for Shadowbringers that you can never get again. It's like 30% more XP up to level 70. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And they're raising the level cap to 80, is it?
I don't know.
There is a level cap raised for Endwalker, so
Well, I'm not
they said that,
surprised.
yeah. They're like, this Final Fantasy 14 is probably gonna go for 5 more years, which that's good enough for me. They'll end the current story with Endwalker,
Yeah,
which
that's
I
what
think
they said.
it makes sense. And they'll look at developing a new story in the interim.
Well, that's good. I'm cool with that. I was kind of hoping, low key, that they would do like a keep us going to different worlds. They could really just keep that going for a while. I think that would probably make it stale though at some point, unless they like really made each world really unique, like they did with Shadowbringers. So
Yeah, and honestly, from all the years of development, they've been doing pretty good with world building.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and there's been like every year they always hint with like crossovers with Final Fantasy 11 that's still running online. And I'm
yeah.
also still getting charged $11 a month for. They've been like hinted that they might look at combining the worlds or possibly traveling over. So
I'm just
that's
ready.
a whole nother thing there.
I'm ready for the next online Final Fantasy, man. I want to be there for once at the start. And just be like, yeah, I was here from launch. I'll never have that feeling for any game that like is worthwhile. I'm like, oh yeah, I was there when this Korean game first launched. Yeah, I was there when Blade and Soul launched. And it's like, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. It feels
Yeah,
like
your wallet was there.
yeah, my wallet was definitely there. But oh well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that pretty much covers what we did over the past few weeks.
Yeah, in between all the surviving.
Yeah,
that we had to
the
do.
real life survival game.
Trudging through the snow, I couldn't drive my car to like get groceries. It was
There were no
Oh,
groceries
no, you
to
could
get.
drive your car.
I get to the store and there's like no bread.
Yeah, I gave you guys instructions on how to drive your car. Nobody followed them, but I did.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
I
problem is
probably could have tried, but like I
just don't like sliding your way over to the grocery store.
Right.
Just initial D.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't drift worth shit. So
that would have been the time to learn. I, on the other hand, forsaken you guys and went west.
I don't blame you. I was about to get a
yeah,
I was about to get a
I would have
ticket.
done that too. Yeah.
Journey to California.
if I could be asked.
But yeah, so Nick, what other news have we gotten over the past like pretty much month?
So yeah, I'm gonna try to shotgun it because yeah, there's a lot of stuff. We got some interesting Pokemon news, but first got some downer news to start out with. So there's a Japanese man. We had talked about last time that Nintendo was like gonna get cracking down on people modifying the Pokemon games, and they're like, no, that's not really gonna happen. But this one guy got charged over like what was it, 5 years in prison and fines as high as 5 million yen or like $50,000 for selling shiny Pokemon in Sword and Shield, the Sobble Pokemon online or wherever in Japanese eBay or something. And sure enough, yeah, they came to his house and like arrested him and all this stuff. And it's like, why would you do this?
Nintendo police.
Yeah. Niantic then as well, the guys that are making Pokemon Go, they perma-banned over 1 million accounts between Pokemon Go, Ingress, the precursor
Mm-hmm.
to that, and then Wizards Unite as well for people that had been cheating, spoofing. They're saying that they're in, Madagascar or something to get the rare, Mew is shows up in Madagascar. Like, oh yeah, I totally live there. I'll catch that guy there. But like previously, there's been like soft bans on them, where you get like a 3 strike on your account or something if you use like third-party software to change your position without actually walking there. But now they're just like, no, no, we're just you can't.
I mean, we can't go to Madagascar if we wanted to.
That's the thing. Like,
Yeah,
why
way
a
to
lot of
like
people
put people
have been
down
doing
during
things like that.
COVID.
Yeah, because you just like if I was to want to fly to Japan to catch
Yeah.
guys that are only in Japan, which there are, like in Pokemon Go, Pokemon that only spawn over there and stuff. But yeah, I literally legally could not fly. No American can currently
I want-
still with the COVID restriction.
It would be interesting to see somebody like do some data analysis on how much Pokemon Go has impacted tourism or
I
like
wouldn't doubt that it's right
ingress and Pokemon
since
Go in
yeah,
general.
whenever it came out. So Pokemon, this has all been Pokemon Week leading up to today being Pokemon Day because it's 20, 25, 35
Is it Pokemon
years.
Day?
I believe
I
so.
Hey, happy
yeah.
Pokemon Day!
Yes. So
Celebrate.
we got a Post Malone concert.
Oh
So
shit!
maybe that happened already.
I
That's
think.
exciting, I guess.
Oh my god! Did you see that cursed Post Malone fucking trainer 3D model?
It's
Oh
Oh,
no, it's so
God.
bad.
Really?
like
I did not see
Ooh,
that.
I posted it. It was so bad.
if anyone saw the first Pokemon movie remake where they did this like fake 3D like
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
style,
god,
it's like
that's
that same
like
style, but for a real person. It's
it's
Ooh.
like yeah, it's not. It's saying of nightmares kind of thing.
And in fast food news, there was like Pokemon toys and Happy Meals or the cards of like the starters through each generation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't really go over well because there wasn't any limited on them, and so people were scalping them. These PS5 guys were like,
Yeah.
man, no one wants these PS5s anymore, but we can now get the Pokemon cards. And
Y'all
so
remember when they did that
Oh.
with the cereal boxes, the Amiibo cereal boxes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people scalp that shit.
So there's like pictures with people with like 100 Happy Meal toys and like, all right, selling
Dude.
these for like $20 each, and like
You-
just
you-
eating French fries all day.
You guys
or whatever.
remember back in the day when they
Yeah.
had the Burger King like the Burger King Pokemon like gold cards? Like it was like a Burger King giveaway, and they had like these Pokemon, like they were like made out of like some fake ass metal or something. They were like metal cards that were gold foil on it, and they had like all the starters and like a bunch of popular Pokemon in Kanto. This was like way early 90s.
It definitely feels
And
90s.
yeah, I wonder how much those are worth. I should find them. I know I still have like 6 or 7 of them. If I can make a little. Yeah.
It's like it's not that
Probably
like,
real
they
gold. What am I
shouldn't do
saying?
things like this, but it's just the timing and the way that they rolled it out. So a lot of people that haven't been able to get them, but it's they're selling them for
You didn't need them.
hundreds of dollars online and stuff.
They
but,
didn't
like,
need them.
it's just cards, guys. Like, Arby's then also is hopping on the train in that they're I just heard today going to be selling Shovel Knight toys or like some other weird thing. So who knows? Maybe Wendy's
Oh,
will have
Arby's never change.
Digimon cards.
Never change. Trying to be one of those anime in the know about
I think
the
they
anime
always
world.
been. Hey, they made arcade fighting sticks out of like Arby's 2 for $5 roast beef sandwiches.
We
It
got
was
the
actually good.
KFC like video game console coming up then too. So
Yeah, we
Uh,
will talk about that when there's actual when there's actual like more updates on that.
right.
We need one of us to buy it.
Yeah, that's true. Not me.
I'll do it.
Yes.
Bite the bullet or bite the chicken in this case.
I'll fall on the chicken strip.
It's interesting. But yeah, so this isn't this next story is not exactly news per se, but it's just something I found very interesting about Nintendo that I just feel like it puts a lot of other things into perspective. I just wanted to share it with everybody. So, Satoru Iwata, when he was president of Nintendo, so that was from 2002 to 2015, he actually came from the software side, the engineering programming side of the business. And so, what he did was when he was president, he was Blue Ocean Strategy. So this is I got visuals now.
Oh,
It was
shit.
basically trying to tap into like untapped markets. So trying to appeal. He had like the Wii, the 3DS, and it's like being really creative, coming up with like totally outside the box sort of business ideas when he was the CEO. So the games, the stories themselves were the product, but it was also very uncharted waters is another word for blue ocean strategies. However, when unfortunately he passed, CEO position has been kind of swapped out by a lot of other cycled through different people with business backgrounds, and it seems like what they've been doing is more red ocean strategy. So this is kind of like it's red because it's full of blood. It's what everybody else is doing, so it's competing in the same markets that already exist. So it's not really new ideas. It's kind of copying what other people are doing and trying to outdo them, trying to be the top shark, the top dog. So this is we've seen some of these strategies being like with more DLC in the games more recently, the gotcha game systems, Pokemon Bank, Home, they're all charging all
Third
this
party
extra.
support.
Yeah, and so it's not. It's
Can't believe
interesting
that.
because I feel like there's time for both strategies. With Blue Ocean, then that was also what gave us like the Wii U, and you could argue even like the Visual Boy Advance, and like these really off the wall. Then and they didn't really do so well. Sort of strategies and ideas, but it's very interesting. Just going forward, like to keep that kind of in mind, like what is your company? Are they in a red ocean? Are they really competitive against like other uh, com- competition, or are they trying to like go into new markets? Are they trying to be really creative with new ideas, new IPs, and stuff like that? So maybe to keep it in the back of your mind, especially with Nintendo, and because it may be with the Switch, it does feel like we're getting maybe back into Blue Ocean, maybe back into more creative, off the wall ideas. But who knows if where the future of the company is headed, if it will keep CEOs as being just like business guys that are only focused on the next quarter's earnings, or will it really be people that have more insight into video game development, video game programming, perhaps become CEO again? We'll see. I don't know. And again, there's time for both strategies, but it's definitely going to be curious as to where the future of the company will be going, and which strategies that they will uh, rely on, or which ones that they will do in the future.
Super
Because
interesting.
one in particular aspect of that story that came out is that they haven't updated their online service since like for the past 18 years.
I mean,
Gotta keep it safe with the friend codes.
don't need to
That's
fix
blue
what's
light.
not
That's ice
broken.
blue ocean.
So it's like Splatoon 2, it turns out, had been checking if your system was running Windows 98
Yeah.
in
Oh
particular.
yeah.
Every time you would log online. And it's like, so originally it was the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection in 2005, and then it went to NEX and PIA in 2010. And so, but now finally they may be changing that. We may be getting a whole new network called NPLA. It's coming out with Monster Hunter Rise. Is going to be the first game potentially that will be using that. It's not in Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury. That's still using the NEX framework, but it's going to be curious. Some people have been looking into it. Maybe that could improve Smash Bros. Online. Maybe, but
It's
But
debatable.
it's
That's
just a
Yeah.
break.
we'll see.
I know.
That seems like a far off dream right
Yeah.
now.
But honestly, you bring up a good point, Nick, because that's gonna make and break Monster Hunter because
Oh, it's
that's
very.
a heavily
Yeah.
online driven game.
Oh, you don't need frames in Monster Hunter. What are you talking about? You don't need full
From my
60
experience with
frames.
the demo, I mean, I didn't
Or
play the demo like online,
45.
but yeah, things can like kill you in like you need split second reaction time and all. So yeah, if they could have improved online, I feel like that would definitely be a good one to start out with.
Hey, I don't know. Don't fix what
yeah.
isn't broken.
It's already
We'll see.
broken.
There's always possibility that it could be worse, you know. With
I
these
played
and
Monster
Nintendo.
Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U with my friend, and we didn't have too awful of a problem. I think
That was just
a little
blurry
bit.
anyway. So
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't rendering a lot. It was still on the PSP Freedom Unite resolution.
Oh. Some
yeah.
interesting TV news. We found out from Adam Conover was on a podcast. This is the Adam from Adam Ruins Everything. If you've seen these like college humor shorts, that he kind of finds out a lot about like healthcare or like the history of things and ruins them essentially.
Yeah.
But it turns out College Humor had been working on a live action. Let me make sure I got all these details right. But a live action Zelda show and then also a stop motion Star Fox show that would have been in the style of Fantastic Mr. Fox, like the puppets or something.
Yeah, that style that's the Wes Anderson movie, isn't it?
Yeah, the Isle of Dogs. They did a good job with that. But so both of these shows then were canceled back in 2015 because there had been rumors about them showing up, and one was even in like a New York Times article or something. But yeah, it turns out I think it was because of one insider. So they were going to be on Netflix, and a Netflix insider leaked it. It was like, oh man, we're making a Zelda show, TV show. It was going to be the Zelda one in particular would have been like Game of Thrones, but for a family audience, accordingly, allegedly, which would have been interesting. But because this was before, so The Witcher came out in 2019. Game of Thrones, I guess, was going around that time. But when that article came out, when this guy at Netflix leaked it, Nintendo just shut it down. They shut down both shows and anything else that they could have been working on. That it seems like they were very just like quick to pull the plug, like, oh no, we can't let anyone find out about this that we were making a TV show. The last one, because they made some, I remember back in the 90s, like the Super Mario Super Show, and
yeah,
it was like
it's
a
great.
We do not talk about
that
that.
were like really bad.
That was like comedy gold.
So like I assume these would have been better than those, but
I don't know. Well, to be fair, Toad's voice was legendary, so it was kind of hard to. That'd be kind of hard to replicate.
Yeah.
Hey, did anyone tell you were playing?
they gave us memeing content for.
Well, I think Zelda's more meme than the Mario show, and really only the excuse me princess line, really.
But yeah, it's interesting to find that out from someone that was like working on it with. I mean, people have been saying like, oh, maybe they really wouldn't have wanted like a College Humor style Star Fox show, or they just would have been like, well, why not just make a game? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, struggled a lot before. To be fair, like,
we got Post Malone Pokemon.
They're doing enough to It's like
Yeah,
Nintendo's like,
Yeah.
hey, we ruined Star Fox, nobody else.
right.
Pretty much.
Other tangential news. I'm not sure
How
if we have
dare
it on
you?
here somewhere, but there was a other leak of like the dinosaur planet then for the Nintendo
Yeah,
64. That was what was turned into Star Fox Adventures 64 for the
the Star
GameCube.
Fox Adventures. Yeah,
That was interesting. I saw some playthrough footage of it, and it
it looks the
sure
same.
was a different game, but it
It
was
looks
like
the
the
same,
graphics are
just with
just not.
shittier graphics.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's
Yeah.
like okay, it's cool that it was found, and yeah, I guess Star
I'm
Fox
actually
wasn't known
impressed that they
originally,
touched
but
it up
like
so well.
the GameCube one, yeah, it does look a
The
lot improved with
the GameCube one actually
footage
looked
and stuff.
good.
Yeah.
But it's just been one of those lost media, lost games that a build of it from before they put all the Star Fox characters in it.
Yeah.
But speaking of Netflix, then too, if anyone is, I don't know if we have any super like Sonic fans.
I
For
follow
people that are
Sonic
like Sonic fans,
casually,
yeah.
I
really.
used to be a Sonic fan during my
So-
darker times of life.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sonic,
Like, it's
yeah,
a very
Sonic hasn't been
super
good since he
fans.
moved to 3D.
I started with 06.
Great. Something on point.
No, I started
Really the peak
actually
of
started
Zelda
with all
games.
I started with the adventure battles, and I never really played the 2D ones when I was a kid because I didn't have
Yeah,
a Sega or a
Yeah,
Dreamcast.
I played Sonic 3 on the PC all the time. That was like my go-to Sonic game. I played Battle a bit for the multiplayer, and really we only played the Sonic sections because those are the only fun parts.
I
So,
liked all the battle sections, even Big the Cat section.
No,
He
Sonic.
wasn't in
It's
Battle though.
great.
He was in Sonic
Where's
Adventure
Frozen?
DX.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure. Well, they changed the name, but it's Sonic Adventure and then Sonic Adventure Battle. But yeah,
Yeah. I was talking about the second one with
Yeah.
Rouge the Bat and all that. Yeah, I've never played those sections.
But yeah, so it seems like there'll be a Sonic TV show then, as at least for the
Another
time being,
one.
not
Another one?
canceled.
I mean,
It's
Sonic
called
Boom was well
Sonic
liked
Prime.
eventually.
for
yeah, that
Sonic.
was. I think that was legged.
Yeah, I think on all
Yeah.
honesty, I think pretty much all the Sonic shows been actually decent. I think the worst one might have been Sonic Underground when
Oh yeah,
Even
that
the
that
The
one was
anime.
that one was weird.
Well,
yeah.
I
I-
remember
I-
the Sonic Boom show came out with a Sonic Boom game that was
Yeah.
Oh, the Boom.
really crap.
Well, I don't know about the 3DS one, but the Wii U one was bad.
The Wii U
Yeah.
original, yeah. And I feel like in the anime they were like even mocking the game at a certain couple.
Yeah,
of
they
times.
were.
Oh, you mean
Had, like,
Sonic
one kid
X?
would, like do like a infinite jump, which is like a glitch in the game. That's like, so that's
Yeah, I didn't
interesting.
like Sonic X very much.
It seems like in Lego news, there will be a Sonic Lego set based off of a concept from Sonic Mania. Then that was also on this Lego Ideas, and so it got the required number of likes. But like Lego also gave their blessing, and so they'll be making it.
Was it like
Unlike
10,000
the Metroid one.
votes? It was like something like
Yes.
10,000 votes.
Yeah, that's how many like each idea has to get for it to reach.
Get considered. Yeah.
I need to figure out exactly how it works because I like other sets have come from these like individual people submitting them to Lego, and there's been a lot of like licensed. There's like news on like every year almost it feels like, but those never get approved because probably it has to do with a lot of licensing stuff. But it seems like the Sonic one that's based off of Sonic Mania game is actually getting the green light, so that'll be
That's good. So all 10,000 Sonic fans should get that.
yeah, everyone that liked it like better go out and purchase it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Sonic Mania was good. Just go quick off topic.
Yes,
It wasn't
that's-
made by Sega, so any
Right.
game that's
Yeah.
not made by Sega that's Sonic is
It's
usually
Sonic
good.
2.
They should
Sonic
just.
Forces was so short that you could beat it in a single live stream.
They should
That
just
is
put
how-
all
that is how
the.
short Sonic Forces was.
Should put all the Sonic games on a Kickstarter page so we already lower our expectations.
That may be going forward.
Gold $20.
So there's also been Avatar Studios. So a little more Netflix sort of news. The original creators they were announcing a Avatar live action remake show, but then the
Oh,
original
God,
creators
Wait.
left.
no.
James
then
Cameron
there's
or the
Not-
other one,
no,
or
no.
the Airbender guy.
The good one.
Airbender.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Airbender one.
Yeah,
But live
that
action?
thing. That project's
Oh.
dead to me. Okay, that project's dead to me.
Oh, basically, I even heard so recently update on the Netflix one was that Netflix was so after the original Brian and Michael left
Hmm.
the Netflix remake ship, news has come out that they Netflix or whoever's the new writer or whatever is wanting to age up the characters and also make Katara the older sibling to Sokka for like no reason, and that was like a whole part of the story dynamic of the story and everything. But it's like the what people are saying is like because they want to have this basically sexualize it to make Katara more sexy because that's
I'm done.
Netflix
I don't
too.
wanna hear
Yeah,
it.
pretty much. So it's a real shit show.
But then they could just make the characters older and keep the dynamic.
Yeah, there's no reason for it to happen. I hope Justin comes back because there's actually good news. Um, in that there's actually been announced then of a new Avatar studio.
Ooh.
Oh, so the good news is Michael and Brian then are actually working with Nintendo, not Nintendo, sorry, Nickelodeon, and they've created a new
Ugh.
Avatar Studios.
I don't
Um,
know.
I need a drink after hearing that.
Nickelodeon's done some
I don't know what's
pretty
gonna happen with.
sus stuff with Avatar over the years, especially with how they kind of botched Korra in the last couple seasons.
Oh yeah,
And it
maybe
just went like it went
I thought Korra was
completely.
botched after the 5th episode of the first season.
Well, they moved it to
the
completely
story.
online, like
Yes.
for like
The-
a majority of this last season, I
before.
think was online.
Oh,
They took it
they
off
trashed
air.
it so bad. They kept changing the airing time, and then eventually, yeah, the last episodes of the last season of Korra, they just put totally
Yeah.
on only. But it seems like now with Michael and Brian in Avatar Studios, they may have the ability to actually create other new stories, maybe back like some of the unexplored stories from Aang's time, maybe a third Avatar,
I've
or maybe
always thought
from the comics.
I think they
Aren't
should
we,
do a
aren't,
prequel. I think they should
aren't
do
we,
a Roku season.
There's-
we already have Dragon Prince to watch. Why do we need more Avatar?
I feel like the world of Avatar, at least, maybe not always some of the individual characters, but the world, the magic system, all that, I feel like is a very good basis for telling more stories. The problem is they have really kind of constrained themselves, and it's a very self-contained. They didn't need to make Korra. I enjoy Korra, but I also like robots and trains and stuff. So that's my own personal taste on Korra, but it's going to be interesting to see where that goes, and at least now that has the original creators like on board with that. So
I mean, if they got the original creators on board, then sure. But because like I do not want to see Avatar handled by anyone else. Like even if the original creators aren't perfect, I trust them more than I trust I don't know
Well,
whoever Netflix has.
in
working on that
the
live
in the
action.
situation of Witcher, the original creator is nowhere near involved with that project. He doesn't want
I know,
anything to
yeah,
do with it,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
turned out pretty good. So I don't
yeah.
know.
That's Witcher though.
Playing like
to be
devil's
fair.
advocate on that one, but
Yeah,
we'll
we
we'll
left out
see,
on
I
that
guess. But yeah, that they actually like The Witcher. Like they read it and they're like, "Hey, this shit's pretty good. Let's actually write this well." And
yeah,
like
I really enjoyed it.
Henry Cavill's like, I fucking love this character. I'm gonna play this shit to a T.
The last bit of extra news we got is just about Fry's Electronics. I don't know, yeah, if you guys ever went there or bought computer parts or anything like that, but
Not in years.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
what
pretty
computer
much
parts?
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
It's so they got that
the last time I went to Fry's was when you guys went to that haunted house thing, like more than a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's one over
because
there.
I didn't want to go inside, so I just waited for you guys and went to the Fry's nearby, and man, it was empty.
Yeah, they had like when I was looking for stuff for my computer, for my PC build, it was like all they had was like fucking third party janky ass parts that like I didn't know who the hell that manufacturer was, and I'm like, I don't know, that's kind of sus. I don't even know how they got some of that stuff, but
I don't know, but the last time I went just before COVID, they had like a case of water in the computer section.
Oh my god.
That was the computer section, and everything says "coming soon, new products."
To replace this water.
I saw a video on them by this YouTube channel called Company Man. He really does this research into like the decline, because people are originally like, oh, it's COVID, no one's going to the store anymore.
It
But
was
it's like,
declining way before that.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it's you can't really just blame that on the
It's
pandemic.
bad
These guys were
management.
downward spiral for
Yeah,
years.
bad management.
Years.
It's sad
Um,
because they were like they had some cool stores and some cool ideas, but like more back in the 70s and
Yeah.
80s. I guess it started
Well,
out
I
like
think
a
like
cool,
early 2000s.
unique concepts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're just
Um,
not really able to keep up with the
I'd
times and
I'd
customer service and
never
stuff.
had the opportunity to go to Fry's in person until I moved here, but I'd always still kind of did business with them online because they would always have some of the best Black Friday deals, like in like around 2013, 2014. That I mean, around 2016, they were like, yeah, fuck this. But for that, like, you could get some of the best deals at Fry's if they delivered to your area.
But yeah, that's pretty much what we got surrounding anime and video games. But
I didn't
Oh,
think
that is
Friday
by
and
far
Remake
from what we
were
have to
actually
discuss.
open.
Yeah, no more
video
video
games,
game news either. We're good.
oh no. I mean like on the peripheral edge of the big news. Maybe I
I don't
didn't
know.
phrase that
Some of
right.
the anime stuff I'm about to discuss, it's kind of like, it's like nobody cares, but like some people. But might as well get into it, considering anime news is mostly just whatever for the most part. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure some people have saw that news about on the New York Times about that whole anime. Once again, we get another news report about how anime production members are get paid little, which I have been saying for like years. Everyone in the, well, not everyone, but a good chunk of people in the anime community already know this.
Yeah, but that's like
In the industry.
that's like some
Yeah.
like New York journalists weighing in on like Japan and
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, the wages in Japan are suck and all that, and it's like, yeah, I mean, different there. It sucks,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Anime Goku.
Yes, exactly. And not very well either, given how people reacted to Super's animation at times. But
Oh god,
whatever.
Super's animation.
Yeah.
But
But
you get what you
anyways,
pay for.
is it my turn now?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So let's get the obvious news out of the way first that everyone probably knows by now. Well, not everyone, because honestly, who gives a shit? Jujutsu Kaisen won Anime of the Year at the Crunchyroll Awards, the recent Crunchyroll Awards. If you gave a shit about that award show, I am
No.
sorry for you. Because
Good for them.
seriously, because have you actually watched that award show?
No, I watch Jujutsu Kaisen.
I did not watch it. I think I voted in it, but I
have to admit, I actually like Jujutsu Kaisen.
I do too.
It won the award.
Yesterday's episode was fucking awesome.
I haven't
the
seen it
problem
yet.
is more so like with Crunchyroll, I guess, because it's like it's mostly their own shows that are winning, or I guess give us the lowdown on it.
That'd be hilarious. To see
I
all
mean,
Crunchyroll shows in the top.
I think it was all the shows
That's
that
at least-
on Crunchyroll or Funimation.
Yeah.
Yes, to the extent.
What I could glean from it.
Yeah, it was such a boring award show. Just a shitty, boring animated skit presenting awards. Blah blah blah. I fell asleep. It was really dull. Like I get the awards themselves are fine. Jujutsu Kaisen winning Anime of the Year. I'm like, yeah, I was not the least bit surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jujutsu. I think Jujutsu Kaisen is more popular outside of Japan than it is in Japan. Even though in Japan it's really popular, but outside Japan, I think it has like the more American or not, I mean non-Japanese appeal. And yeah, the last episode, that was that it basically still fighting that female demon whose name I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some with an H, but it's
I
actually I think it's a guy actually.
Guy with a female actor's voice.
Yeah, well, I wikied it. I think it's a guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Did you write the wiki?
Yes.
Right. Okay, but yes, Jujutsu Kaisen is still delivering on being a good version of God of High School, because I know it's made by the same people who made God of High School, and it's basically it's still delivering on the animation, the action, the characters are they're still very comical shonen personalities. Like I think we learned about the guy who's obsessed with like personalities based on the women you like. I think we learned about how he he had this like girl he knew in school or something, and it was just I can't remember like the
It's
full
like,
details of it, but it was like
It's like, who's your favorite? Who's your ideal girl? It's like Jennifer Lawrence.
yes. I think in the dub they changed it to
Vibrata.
I think in the dub they changed it to like Megan Thee Stallion or something. Well, no, or I know Megan Thee Stallion was mentioned in the dub,
What?
but
That makes sense.
yeah, hey, gotta get with the times.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, so yeah,
localization.
from what I've seen, aside from maybe when Made in Abyss won Anime of the Year in like 2017, this is like the most well received Anime of the Year award winner. Because like some people really did not like when they were very vocal when Demon Slayer won Anime of the Year last year. But Jujutsu Kaisen, people are like, yeah, we like this show,
Yeah.
even though it's not finished.
Shitty
Because
year.
Yeah.
yeah, because like I said, I think Jujutsu Kaisen just appeals more to Americans, people outside of Japan, than it does in Japan. So there's
Right.
not as much controversy when you say you like Jujutsu Kaisen compared to some of the other popular Shonen Jump series, at least. And speaking of other popular Shonen Jump series, man, do you even want me to deliver that post-mortem for the Promised Neverland now? Like, are you even watching The Promised Neverland?
I'm just watching the hate on it.
I know.
I have not seen the latest episode. I saw up to 5, and then was like, "Why are we seeing this guy again?" But
Yeah.
apparently, it's just totally going off the rail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But to finish up. But before I get to that, to finish up the news, while I don't mind Jujutsu Kaisen winning, it does really feel like that. Unless something really blows up, it's going to be the popular shonen that's going to be winning these awards from here on out. Because like it's pretty much guaranteed Attack on Titan final season is going to win next year, unless something really big comes out. But it's very unlikely. Attack on Titan is god at this point. Like so many fans, like you could like more fans than like someone who has like 50 million, like Lauren's side or something. Like Lauren Side's fan base, her fan base will not that fan base doesn't even compare to Attack on Titans. Lauren Side and Corpse Husband together couldn't compare to Attack on Titans fan base. And so yeah, that's a bit of a guarantee. But yeah, that's the post-mortem on Promised Neverland season 2, which is considered one of the worst modern Shonen Jump adaptations in recent times. So bad. Yeah, and it's not just online. I have literally met people in the Barnes and Noble who were looking at the Promised Neverland manga and complaining about the anime. Anyway, which of course made for some fun discussion about what I got to have some fun discussion with some of the people.
Wait
about
for
why the anime was sucking.
I would hold it until we see the Bleach reboot, and then we'll be like, okay, maybe it's not the worst thing to come out of Shonen Jump.
And the first modern. I mean, well, we never learned. People don't even remember that anime adaptation
So I
anymore.
remember it.
So yeah, because the anime was kind of there. But Promised Neverland but at least it followed the manga, I guess. Promised Neverland season 2. Yeah. For those of you who still enjoy Promised Neverland season 2, well, just don't go on the internet. You will not. You will find nothing but hate from like people. Like it got so bad. Even Jesus himself, aka Moist Critical, aka Charlie, aka that guy from the Hunger Games, made 2 goddamn videos on how bad Promised Neverland season 2 was. Okay, it's like it's because
Charlie just needs content now.
Well, but the thing with Promised Neverland season 2 is from what I'm saying, because there's like 2 ways to tell a story in Shonen Jump. You do episode. I mean, it's mostly comedy that does this these days, but like the episodic storytelling approach, or arcs. Like Jujutsu Kaisen, it has arcs. It's on the 3rd arc right now.
Very copy paste arcs, but it has arcs.
Yes, exactly. Isn't that what Shonen Jump is supposed to have?
Yeah.
Follow the formula. What are you doing?
Exactly. Promised Neverland. Where are your fucking arcs? Why where are your arcs? Like you had one arc in the first season, and that was why people liked it. Where are they now? You have like the past 6, 7 episodes have been nothing but transitions to an arc with no arc connecting them. And there's and not and it's like, well, maybe it's just episodic. It's like, well, but there's nothing actually happening in these episodes besides them getting chased and them learning stuff. So it's like, well, so that's not really working either. It's literally like they just cut out. I know they did cut out some arc, but it's like they kept all the transitions between arcs in the show, but they cut out all the arcs that the transitions were supposed to connect to. So it's like, well, then I'm just watching a bunch of transitions. Why am I watching without arcs to connect to? These transitions are just fucking boring.
Hey Justin, why did they cut out like portions of like arcs in Promised Neverland? Because apparently, because I was talking to Aaron, they said they just kind of cut the series. Is there like a reason why?
From what I understand, it's like they were informed they were not getting a third season, so they said, yeah, let's just try to finish this series as fast as possible.
Why? Like, there's like millions of series that never finish. They're like, it gets all the way to one part, and it's like, oh, what happened? Oh, they just never finished the series. Just read the manga. But why would you
There are a lot of
try
shows
to
like that.
Well, look, they did it with Bleach after like seasons of fillers.
Yeah, but I don't know the actual reason. I just know that it really feels like they're trying to wrap up the entire series in just 11 episodes, and I'm like, no. You have officially made worse decisions than the God of High School anime. Okay, I thought like Promised Neverland, the story is just so fragmented right now, and the characters don't, even though there has been time skips, the characters don't look older like they do in the manga. Because I remember Norman and Emma and Ray and like I remember seeing that they had older character designs when I looked at like some of the later volumes of the manga. But here but in the anime they just kind of look the same, like maybe a little taller, but like I guess maybe it's the animation style's fault, but they don't look any different to me.
My hot take is like the first season where they're escaping the farm was like really good and like really suspenseful, and they like did a good job adapting it. But then it's like where the story goes, like they actually escape in the last episode, and it's like, oh, what do we do now? Like
Well, what
it
they were
kind of feels like
supposed
the
to do
plot.
was learn how to
Yeah,
survive, like learn survival techniques, learn
it just
about
that's
demons, because like
yeah.
currently we're in the middle of we can't kill all the demons, and I'm like, but we don't know anything about the demons besides like 1 or 2 episodes where they talk with them, and it's like, but you're not gonna but it's just like demons, by the way, who it turns out, yeah, we're gonna eat them when the time's right. So it's like, uh yeah, seriously, this is what you're building up to, that Emma doesn't
It's
want
like
to kill the demons.
yeah, the whole genre is different, and it's just it doesn't seem like it has a like end goal in mind, unlike the first season, I guess, and maybe
I mean,
that's
I think in the end goal is supposed to be to escape to the human world.
yeah, that's, but it's just not as clear. I mean, escaping the farm, exactly how they're going to do that also wasn't all that clear, but eh, I don't know.
Well, the thing, it's shifting genres. I mean, technically, yes. I mean, Promised Neverland was always a shonen anime. It was always like, outthinking the opponent, which is, to be fair, not in the second season. So it's like, well, then, yeah, it's like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing with the second season, man? And man, the backlash has been insane. I've heard news about about people demanding for cancellations that are obviously not possible, and such like that. But yeah, post mortem. Rest in peace, Promise Neverland. You do have 4 episodes to turn it around, but you're not going to. Let's be honest, you're not going to. And yeah, I know that there's some people who still enjoy the show. I guess they're just like wondering where it's going. I guess it's but I'm just like, where are your arcs, Promise Neverland? You're a Shonen Jump anime. You're supposed to have arcs, and you did not. And there has not been a single arc in 7 episodes. You know what we have had in these episodes, the latest episodes? Lots and lots of boring dialogue, exposition, lots and lots of it. I'm explaining what was going on, and like some reuse stuff. It's like, I guess, Cloverworks, you may be doing a good job with one direct priority, but you sure are fucking this anime up. Well, and yeah, that's the yeah. So Jamar, any particular hate that comes to mind that you saw on the internet regarding the show?
Just you kind of covered everything. It's just like they're just rushing and combining stuff without actually telling the story. It's not even good dialogue.
Yeah. Yep. Hopefully,
Hey.
I look forward to discussing this with more manga fans and at the manga section when I go to the bookstore, see Promised Neverland manga, see people hanging out in front of them saying like, "Hey, you see how shitty that Promised Neverland season 2 was?"
Hey, it's a conversation topic for conventions.
Yeah.
And we'll say, hey, maybe in 6 to 8 years we'll get a Promised Neverland reboot.
Conventions come back.
Yeah, but the problem with that logic though is that like, will people even remember Promised Neverland after that long?
No.
People remember Bleach.
Nobody remembered Parasite when they rebooted it, but people loved it when they did.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but you know, it's very. But with so many anime that need reboots, it's
Or Shaman King.
Yes.
Nobody remembered Shaman King until they rebooted it.
Yeah, it's unlikely that it'll be anytime soon, at the very least.
No Snyder cut of.
Oh no.
No.
No, especially since the author was apparently involved with the changes in the second season, so it's like, yeah, like the Tokyo Ghoul author was for Tokyo Ghoul read the manga.
Well, all right. Ishida aside and his mistakes, I think we need to dive into the video game news before this ends up a 3-hour podcast.
Okay, I was going to talk a little bit about like the jobless reincarnation thing, but that's kind of old news at this point.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about it. Well, we talked about jobless reincarnation a little bit already.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, granddaddy of isekai. If you're not on board with it now, you probably won't be.
Yeah,
fair point.
He's just very horny, just all the time.
Maximum horny.
Yes, he is. It's the grandfather of isekai. Where do you think all these isekai tropes came from? Sword Art Online? No.
Every episode, just stop being. Where's the bonk? Like, stop being horny. Just I don't.
I mean, to be fair,
animation's good though.
I mean, granted, his mind is an adult, but his brain is a little kid. It's gonna affect. It's gonna affect him. Like if you put my memories into a little kid's, it's still a little kid's brain. It's gonna be more like, you know, attracted to little girls than it is to than.
See, that's why Overlord is the best isekai, because whenever he gets horny, it bonks him immediately. He just like his passive ability makes him regain his composure, and it's just like, oh, what was I doing?
Well, to be fair, he does get beat up when he did get beat up when he tried to like take off that girl's panties.
I don't remember that. No.
There's like 3-4 like arcs of new girls, and like every time he if there's ever opportunity where he could be like perverted or something, he goes for it. And like the dad is the same way.
Well, he's supposed to be hanging out with the newest girl, Eris, for a long time, because I know that I know that he sticks with her for years. He won't see the other girls for a long time, so yeah.
You know, I think this might be a good segue to talk about the Nintendo Direct.
My gosh,
and who was actually now.
Oh yeah, speaking of disappointment.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very smooth.
Now, technically, their designs. So Pyra and Mythra announced for Xenoblade as next characters. Their designs actually are more covered up.
What? Where's
than
Gino?
in
I
the
didn't
original
like
Xenoblade
that.
2 games.
Joke's on you! I'm into that shit.
They look better. I gotta agree. It's hilarious because like and it's foreshadowed like in
I didn't
Mithra's
I didn't
trophy.
I didn't notice it was
She has
different.
leggings, but like not in the game. But then so the model that they're
Wait,
using has these leggings.
they just
It's so
added
very
leggings? That's it?
detailed that like you. I probably shouldn't admit that I even noticed all these details, but yeah, it's Xenoblade 2 is the most anime of the Xeno series, and that's
Well,
saying a
Uh
lot.
more than
Right.
X.
well, I
Yeah,
mean, they all feel
it's
anime.
the
It's
character
just
design,
that
I suppose. But
well, I mean, well, the
it's like
character
for fun. It's
design
it's not the most like fun sort of in that sense.
the character design was done by hentai artists.
Some of them, yes. The
Well, like
blades in
the
Xenoblade 2.
lead, I think, was like a hentai artist, and then for the
Really?
individual blades, they outsourced it to different
Hmm.
artists, which actually was really cool. So you'll see like different
Yeah,
artists making different blades, but yeah,
so
Xenoblade is
to
pretty
me,
cool.
it makes sense because it's like so Sakurai stated originally like that's why we got the Rex Mii fighter costume with this
Yeah, thank
DLC pass
God.
#1 because he was like, oh, we would have put him in there for
No,
Smash 4 or whatever, but we ran out of time.
no,
But then
don't put
like
Rex in.
the thing was they put Byleth in, and Three Houses came out after like Smash Bros. Ultimate came out. So like if Pyra or Mithra, someone from Xenoblade 2, like wasn't added in, then there would have been like, yeah, but Sakurai, you
I
said, you know,
I
this.
would prefer
But yeah,
like every main character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 except Rex probably. Well,
so that's
actually,
actually I totally agree.
I would take Rex over Zeke, but I would take like Nia. I would take Pyra and Mithra, which actually makes sense. But yeah, I don't think Rex needs to be in
Yeah,
No,
my
it's good.
two biggest complaints with Xenoblade X are like just the gotcha system itself, just
Chronicles
being a
2.
gotcha system. Yeah, X2, yeah,
Well, see,
XC2. Sorry,
I'm biased
and
because I
then
like
Rex is my other problem with it.
yeah I like the gotcha system, albeit I'm a bit biased, but I think it's fun in that it gives each person their own unique playthrough. In a way,
Yeah.
I
That's
think there
fair.
should be more methods to increase the drop rate though, because
If you want
like
to
if
obtain everyone or a specific,
yeah, because when you get down, I was down to the last two and I was grinding forever. I didn't get Cosmos until like end game, like I was well past end game. I killed all the secret bosses. I was just like, I need the last two just to close this game out. So yeah, but oh well.
we put out a
And
poll on our Discord to see if anyone before the Nintendo Direct could guess it, and they were thinking Hollow Knight, Among Us,
Hollow Knight would be
Crewmate,
cool.
Phoenix Wright. Then too, it's still possible. Heavy from Team Fortress 2, Crash Bandicoot then as well. But
That
none
was
of
a good
those
guess.
Yeah.
were right now. So there's been some speculation then for who. So there's two more slots uh, after Pyromythic come out. There's Challenger Pack 10 and then 11. And one like the kind of with using our logic and thinking and stuff, we're thinking it may be a Monster Hunter character, like and
Like
then
Hero.
Smash.
Rathalos.
Or,
Yeah, just like kind of like
I
how they
mean,
did
maybe.
Dragon
Oh
Quest.
no, they probably could do Rathalos because they got Wrigley, so they could just kind of modify that.
Make him
Oh,
into a
yeah, I guess
fighter
they could do it.
because
I
he's the
figured they would do
boss in
like
the one thing, but
yeah, I figured
and
they
then
would
the
do a
other would be Crash
hunter.
Bandicoot, I guess. But it's going to be so. The thing to look out for, Sakurai will be doing a presents Pyra and Mithra, and then they'll announce more Mii Fighter costumes at that point,
Hmm.
which will deconfirm most likely characters. But so ones to look out for would be like Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia, because they were costumes in Smash 4 and then have not been re-added back into this one, so it would make sense for him to be there. But then if the Monster Hunter Mii Fighter costumes are not there, then that's going to be very very suspicious that a Monster Hunter fighter would be
Yeah.
added
Wait,
later.
didn't Capcom get a? Was there like? I swear to God, I thought I heard
Yeah.
something that might be Chung Li from Street
Uh,
Fighter?
Chung Li's coming to Fortnite. Perhaps is what you heard.
No, it was something else.
Okay.
I might
That's
be
the only
mixing
Chung Li
things
news
up.
I've heard recently.
But do we have a Koei Tecmo character for Smash?
I don't
yeah,
think so.
Link.
Do we? Oh, very funny.
I
Nah,
suppose
well, no, not that.
Mm.
Not. I don't think Link's Koei Tecmo design made it into Smash, did it?
I don't think so.
not the one from Warriors
Uh,
per se.
well, I mean, like, what Koei Tecmo would really like make sense?
Ninja Gaiden character?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Ryu.
like
I-
Ryu.
Is also up there, yeah. And so
I always think Team Ninja instead of Koei Tecmo, but yeah, I mean, I think Team Ninja would make sense because they've done a lot of work with Nintendo too.
With the Hyrule Warriors game.
And
I'm sure
well,
they were the reason.
but they've
why
already
the
got yeah.
I'm sure they were the reason why the first main villain in Hyrule Warriors had like big bazongas.
Probably.
the witch and the other way.
I forget her name. Sia, I think.
CC.
Or, yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, the I don't know. I think there's a pretty good chance well, we've already got a Koei Tecmo character in. We've got Zero Suit Samus.
Technically. But yeah, there was a lot of backlash from Pyramid, which is there's always going to be a backlash. They could have announced Master Chief as the person, and that would be like I can't honestly think of someone that they could add to Smash that there wouldn't be backlash at this point. But it's
It's
I
a
feel like
meme
not
game now.
directly, yeah, at Pyra and Mithra, but more so like that's just taking up another slot. That now we are only down to 2 left.
I just wish it wasn't another sword character.
Yeah, just wait.
And then that's also it's literally anime sword character.
Yeah,
You
just another
literally
one.
these sword characters.
I feel like that's if you look at Japanese JRPG like games in general, like this is a lot of guys with swords. It's you know
Ryu's gonna have
proportionally would make sense, but
they need to do
Ryu's gonna have a sword too, you know that, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Unless he changes through his weapons.
Oh, which he probably could.
Which would be that'd be lit.
But I just realized they could do a Namco and pit the Prime Minister of Poland in the game, like in Tekken 7.
Poland's Prime Minister. That's
Yeah.
who I've always wanted.
I'm trying to think of another studio that would make sense, but I don't know.
I
really feel like it's Golden Sun's time, you know? It really feels like it's time for Golden Sun.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Or Sin and Punishment, at least.
I like those ones. But yeah, what all else happened during the direct that you guys were the Nintendo Direct?
So I got a list. Here. I will start with all the first-party Nintendo announcements. You already covered Smash. There was also Mario Golf.
Is that technically first party though? Like
yes.
Second part. Wait, are they making it or is it Camelot Software doing it?
But they own Camelot, don't they?
All the golf games.
I thought they own Camelot Studios though.
1.5.
It's like 8 people.
Let me check though.
1.5. How do you do a fractional?
It is Camelot.
Yeah, they own Camelot.
Yeah, that's second. That's more second party, but
yeah.
Regardless, I will count it. But so Mario Golf Super Rush coming June 25th, and more people are excited about that than I expected. I don't like the Mario Golf games personally, but I think it's on the lower end of Mario sports games for me. I would rather a new Strikers or
the basketball one.
Okay, I would put it above the basketball one because I thought that was stupid. But
I haven't touched a Mario Golf game since the original N64, and I only played that for like a few minutes.
My favorite would be Strikers, and then behind that would be Sluggers, and then behind that would be Tennis. And at the very, very bottom, Olympics.
Oh yeah. Oh, with Sonic.
yeah, Mario and Sonic Olympics. I don't know how those still get made. I don't know
Because
who's
they're
buying
actually
them.
good.
It's still popular at the arcades. Like if you go to arcade, that you're going to see a Mario and Sonic game, Olympic game on.
Are
there.
they good?
They're actually legitimately like fun.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe I'll
I
get the
heard-
next one.
I've heard that they got better over time. Yeah.
Wait, when are we having the Olympics? Is that still happening?
This
I
year, I have
feel
no
like I
idea.
heard that it might happen this year, this summer, in
They said
Tokyo
that
again.
last year.
I mean, there are people
Yeah.
getting vaccines now. My mom got vaccinated today.
They're just like using
Wow.
a Sharpie to like write everything, like
Says
turn the 0 into a 1 somehow.
says July 23rd. So yeah. Mario and Sonic 2021 at the Olympic Games 2021.
No, they already released 2020.
No. They got shit. They got to re-release it.
It's gonna be a
Oh.
DLC patch that just updates all the zeros to
Yeah,
1.
they just get new outfits. And this like it's like whiteout over the 20.
Yeah,
And-
and they have like face masks.
Yeah.
Too real.
So there are Animal Crossing updates to add Super Mario themed items. Woo. There is
Oh, real quick on the Animal Crossing one though. More interestingly, there's a Sanrio Animal Crossing update that was released not during the direct, but afterwards. So it's Hello Kitty. I don't know any other Sanrio character names, but it's a bunch of new villagers
yay new
Choco Cat.
items that are like very pastel, very. There's a frog one though, so I gotta get that one. I guess somehow if we can. You gotta
really
get
love
the
Call
amiibo
of
cards.
Duty, but
Yeah, Frappo, Poppy,
I don't know.
they're all
Cinnamon
names like that.
Bun, Twinkle Stars.
Basically. Anyway, there's certain people very interested in the very pastel Animal Crossing. Okay, that's all the Animal Crossing stuff.
Okay. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Remastered is coming. Well, HD, which remastered. Coming July 16th of this year. It looks good. I mean, Skyward Sword had that kind of similar Wind Waker art style where it was kind of in between Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, so it's not like it ages well. In my opinion, and I actually like the art style of that game, so I'm actually looking forward to playing this because I didn't really get to finish it on the Wii because I had a janky Wii setup where the sensor bar wasn't in a great spot, so I really
Yeah.
couldn't enjoy the game at all.
Yeah, my bro had never finished it either. He was the one who played that game.
So now that we
I
don't
gave
have
up
shitty
on it.
motion controls, it'll be playable for me. And if you want to, you can actually do you can switch to button controls. It looks like shit though. Honestly, it
Oh, yeah.
looks terrible.
There's gonna
I
be
wouldn't
some
do it.
aspects like playing the harp and like other.
Yeah,
That game used motion controls wherever it could
yeah.
any place to use them.
I mean,
I don't know
plus
how
one
all of those will
effort.
be done. Yeah.
But that was our big Zelda 35th anniversary announcement, which felt cheap.
Yeah.
Let
I've
down.
heard like rumors that there's still other remakes by Grezzo coming for other
That'd be
3D
nice.
games.
Yeah,
but
Grezzo does
I
such good work.
haven't seen them yet, so I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, Grezzo does great work, so I would look forward to that. There was Miitopia ported to the Switch, because I guess it just didn't get enough of a spotlight on 3DS.
Mhm.
So is that our first 3DS port?
I'm
Is
not
that our
sure
first
it's the
3DS port?
first. I'm not sure it's the first. Let me
I
think.
feel like at least like 3DS, like where was that not actually like a full game? I feel like that was just like on
Miitopia
the
was
eShop.
3DS only.
No, it
Yeah.
was 3DS only. But Miitopia was essentially an expansion of Street Pass, sort of, in a way.
That's what I'm thinking of.
That's what.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of Street Pass, where it was a very similar kind of concept, where you had you fought things and you got puzzle pieces. But Miitopia
Right.
was just like more of an RPG spin on that, mixed with
So
I guess
I actually got
Tomodachi.
the list of 3DS games that went to the Switch.
Oh,
I'll make it super quick.
got it handy.
Sushi Strikers, Room Factory 4, Hyrule Warriors, Resident Evil Revelations, Azu Strikers, Bloodstain, Monster Hunter Generation, Alice Live, The Ace Attorney. Nope, that's not a real game. Kirby Battle Royale.
Okay,
I'll count.
I'll count Kirby.
I'll
Kirby.
fine.
I'll
There was a
Mega
Kirby
Man,
Fighters 2 or something. that
Mighty
also came out.
Switch Force, Mutant Muds, Shantae and the Pirate Curse, and Xeon Drift.
I think the only first party in there was Kirby and
Is the Hyrule Warriors?
Hyrule
Sort of.
Warriors though,
No,
that was
was
like
Kobe Tecmo.
The original one, though.
yeah, but
Not really.
Hyrule Warriors really kind of isn't first party, but and at the same time, it was on Wii U first, and
Yeah, it's been
they
on three
port
consoles.
yeah. If you had it on Wii U, you had to buy all the DLC individually. Bullshit. But besides the point, Splatoon 3.
Oh, Metopia, sorry. It's going to be rated 18 plus in
Oh
Russia.
yeah, guys.
Wait, what?
Because it'll have so it's not even like marriage, but there's just same-sex like friendships.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, you can just have two characters be like friends. You get friendship points,
So is this
which is
podcast
not
like,
okay in Russia.
So for
Yeah.
our Russian listeners, please be 18 years and older.
Right. Sorry, you guys.
Yes.
That's just
there
national politics.
is, but on Splatoon 3, that is coming in 2022, even though this was supposed to be a half one 2021
Right.
fucking direct, and all we got was like two first party games, Metopia and Skyward Sword.
Yeah, I was I wrote something on my blog about the direct to see like what exactly went wrong. I do remember saying that there are only 2 new first party titles, and Metopia was a port, so that doesn't technically count.
Technically one. Well,
And it's
and
like
Skyward Sword is
Splatoon
HD, so
disappointing for another reason, in that it was like also said to be for Switch. So there wasn't a big sort of letdown of this Nintendo Direct, was that there wasn't any Switch Pro or Light Switch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
what a
know. I
new
feel like that's going to be a
Switch
summer announcement, a summer direct, personally.
Yeah.
But
So it's possible,
to
but
prime
when
people
they're
up
saying
for
that
winter.
Yeah.
Splatoon 3 is for the Switch
Yeah.
as well as just
It's like,
Yeah.
Splatoon
Please.
3. Is it going to be any different from Splatoon 1 and 2? Aside, like,
it
Yeah.
looks like sort of different mechanics with the spawning. There's a bow.
There's a lot of leaning
weapon.
on third party on this direct.
But the problem with the third party is that like half of them are PC ports too.
Yeah.
Like Ninja Gaiden's going to PC, Saga Frontier Remastered going to PC. What was this? Legend of Mana. Even Monster Hunter Rise was announced for PC.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna wait for the PC copy for that one, probably.
Like the only thing that wasn't on PC that got my interest was the Famicom Detective Club remakes.
Oh, I forgot another first party release. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Joy-Cons.
Oh yes.
Which if you
I'm so sad already because
they already sold out at Target. They sold out at like 5 minutes at Target. Which is expected for any limited edition Zelda item. If you've ever played the Nintendo limited edition game before, you know how this works. You have to stay up nights and watch these. I don't think it's been announced at other retailers like Best Buy or GameStop yet, but basically your best bet is to follow Twitter bots that post updates on that, like Wario64, and you will know when they go up, hopefully, and check them out. But
yeah, Wario64 always seems to know the best deals.
Yeah, he catches them. He catches them. He's not a bot. This is kind of a running joke, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't
he's
know.
not a bot.
I don't know.
He's way too popular for that at this point.
Yeah, bots can't be popular.
I mean, they can, but like he's been so trustworthy for so long. It'd be a surprise if he was at this point.
He has to have a team. I think he.
Yeah,
does.
I'm sure he does.
There's no way.
I don't think he does it by himself, but.
Okay, so third party that I jotted down. Octopath Traveler devs are working on Project Triangle. Stupid name, I will say.
Yeah,
looks good though.
You know, my problem with like what the Octopath Traveler guys do is that they're like recreating. They're like recreating genres that are a bit dead now, I guess.
I don't know.
But it just seems like they're just recreating it, and it's like it. And like I don't usually agree with like what Donkey has to say about like Japanese games, but I remember when he said that how he felt like JRPGs these days just feel like they're being made from a machine. And I was like, I did feel that way with Octopath Traveler. It did feel a little machine made
Yeah,
compared to like Saga Frontier Remastered.
I mean,
The
on that
original
note, I would like to introduce Donkey to like Ubisoft's portfolio, but
Well,
beside the
he
point.
he just doesn't do videos on them.
So
This game is
Project
like the Final
Triangle.
Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah,
actually.
it feels like that.
Yeah.
Project Triangle is a tactics RPG from
Mhm.
Square Enix, and I like the look of it. I don't see why they just didn't go ahead and make a Final Fantasy Tactics reboot. It's like they dodge it. I don't know why they just retire IPs and just go for a whole new IP like nobody's
Yeah,
interested anymore. But
Yeah,
Wait,
Um,
isn't it a mobile game now? Final Fantasy Tactics?
I think they made a
it
mobile
might
version.
be.
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty successful. So.
Oh, is it a port? They ported a lot to
Yeah, they
mobile.
do.
Oh no, it's a gotcha game.
Oh, okay.
Like you could get different.
Of course.
You could get different characters from different parts of
There
Final
we go.
Fantasy.
That explains it.
So you're not getting another actual console game.
And
That's
what
why they're coming up with a new IP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Triangle strategy.
exactly?
Yeah. I don't know. From what I've seen of Triangle Strategy, it just is like, hey, we're doing another tactics game, and I'm like, and like I said, is it going to be a great entry in the tactics game genre though, or is it just going to be another tactics game? Like just like how like when I see a Disgaea sequel these days, I see another Disgaea game.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this guy kind of follows like the whole shonen formula of video games. Change antagonist character, protagonist,
But it
reverse
works.
their roles,
Yeah.
1,000,000
Yeah.
billion damage.
Yeah.
Big
And
jump.
yeah, and like I said, and like I said before, that was how I kind of felt about Octopath Traveler. Even though I never played Saga Frontier, I felt like, oh, this is another 8-person JRPG game.
I just wish they actually come up with a better name.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they'll change the name later, but
No,
they won't.
Look what they did to Project
Project
Octopath.
Octopath Traveler became Octopath Traveler.
Was
There's
it called Octopath Traveler? That was just Project Octopath.
That was the release name.
Like,
I have it over on my
literally,
shelf. It says Octopath Traveler on it.
I
Like
wanna
there's
know. Yeah.
they could call it like Salt and Law or something. There's like that's a big concept. The Salt Kingdom or something. It's
But-
just very apt, but
I
Yeah.
just want to do a quick marketing chairman. We're marketing and we need to make up a quick title for this game. Who like went up to like the head of Square Enix and said, all right, we need a name for this, and they're like, we call it Project Octopath. Why don't we just take out Project and pit Travelers since you have to travel? But
Yeah.
all RPGs you travel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
like I don't know. I
don't
hope
know.
that they can come up with a better like marketing, not like triangle battle game like
God.
simulator with strategy
I mean,
in
it
it.
kind of makes it sound like a kid's game or something.
Yeah.
But
That makes it sound like the Pegasus Knights in Fire Emblem, with their
Yeah.
all their triangle attacks.
Triangle attack.
I wouldn't even take that. Or at least just call it like the Japanese version of Triangle Strategy, which I have to look it up because most people are like, "Oh, this sounds pretty good," and then you look it up. And
Yeah.
Like, yeah, anything at this point. Yeah.
some of the other games announced was Star Wars Hunters, which I am trying to find more information on it. I can see barely anything but the teaser. I must assume this is fairly early. Well, they say it's going to be available 2021, but I imagine it's not too deep in development because it said the studio developing it was Lucasfilms Ltd, which, if you don't know, that's the new studio that Disney formed for Star Wars titles because
Yeah, just
EA
recently.
cannot be trusted.
Yes.
So this is interesting because this is the first game we've seen coming out of Lucasfilm Ltd. We can see if they can get back to the former glory of the Lucas games. What is it called? What the old studio is called? Lucas
I think
Lucas Games?
I think they
Lucas
were
Games.
something like
Lucas
that.
GameWorks? I don't remember.
I
But
still have not loved the Star Wars game since the Old Republic stuff left, though.
yeah, yeah. Um, who made the Old Knights of the Old Republic games? Wasn't
BioWare.
BioWare.
Was it BioWare? Not the
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
ones,
BioWare
was
made
it?
the first one. Obsidian did
Oh,
the
okay.
second one. I don't
Okay,
know who did
that's
the
what I
Old
got
Republic
mixed up.
MMO.
I thought Obsidian did both.
Yeah.
The Old Republic MMO was BioWare. That's actually a separate BioWare studio, which I'm surprised has not been shut down. That's beside the point. Another game that I've actually been looking forward to is Death March Club. That is coming out May 28th. If you have a iOS device, it has been on the Apple Store for a while now. I know, to Switch, when it comes to Switch, it's going to have like alternate endings and more content. I don't know why they put it on iOS first. There must have been some deal in place. I don't know, but this is by the creators of Zero Escape and Danganronpa, and a lot of the Danganronpa artists and team that was originally part of Spike Chunsoft left to make the studio Yukio Games, and this is their first actual game, I think.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
Just unsure of like what the game will actually be about. I did like how the advertising said though the game is canceled, and some people made fun of that.
Yeah. If you like Pokemon Sun and Moon's art style, they got the same artist who did that. They recruited her for this game. I guess to kind of fit with the whole cutesy theme of like dying. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's very like Danganronpa,
It's on
but for
brand.
kids.
Yeah, it's on
But
brand.
like, it seems interesting.
I think I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one because I just kind of want to see what their crazy minds come up with working together. The Ninja Gaiden collection we already talked about. That's coming, and I'm kind of excited because I've not played all the 3D Ninja Gaiden games.
You can
I've
just
only
suck at
played.
two.
I've only played 2, so I'll go back and play 1, and I'll probably play 2 again. And
Yeah, I played 1, and I tried playing 2, but I own the physical copy, and the physical copy just sucked on my PS3. So
okay, I played it on 360. I didn't have any problems, but
Yeah, I did the same thing.
yeah, well, to be fair, I played the updated version, the Sigma version. Tried to play Sigma version because those are the only ways I would really play the Ninja Gaiden games now, especially 3 because I heard the base 3 was terrible.
Oh, 3 was trash. Like,
Yeah, I heard 3 Sigma, while it didn't make the game that much better, it at least improved it, and like restored the difficulty back. So it's like, okay, if I ever get to 3, I'd play that version.
isn't there like a Ninja Gaiden like comic book one game?
Yeah, I've
forget
heard
the name
about
of
that one.
yeah.
Yeah, and of course I'm interested in like playing as like some of the Dead or Alive girls in something that's not a fighting
Ninja
game.
Gaiden Z, what the game was.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to play as the Dead and Alive girls, I have a game for you. It's called Dead and Alive Beach Volleyball.
I said okay, and a non-fighting game and not that. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing that, but the problem with Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball is that I have to go through, especially with the latest ones, I have to go through a few loops to get through it, and also the pay for the amount you have to pay for like the costumes. Just no.
So the Nintendo Direct, though.
Okay, so back to that.
As interesting as that is.
Yeah, the some other things that were dropped, and I actually should have added this to the Nintendo first party, but Age of Calamity is getting a DLC expansion pass, which will probably work the same way the Hyrule Warriors expansion pass worked, in that it just gives you a battle pass to like all the characters that are going to come out. But I imagine they're going to do seasons for the pass probably, and they're going to divide them up. So it's going to be 2 separate $30 purchases, as Nintendo's on brand for that. It might be $20, but I don't know. I'm just
there's been data mined that there's like 3 new characters that they have like voice lines for potentially being in there, but like then that's it.
I think if you play Breath of the Wild, you know who's going to be in there.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
you can kind of just know.
But that's like kind of what's disappointing compared to the original Hyrule Warriors, and that game just pulled out.
Yeah, it comes from like across all Zeldas.
the girl from Link's Awakening, sure, she can summon the giant fish, whatever.
Yeah.
In there. But then this one is just like, oh, if they weren't in Breath of the Wild, then they ain't coming in. But
yeah, it kind of restrains them a bit.
Yeah. So we'll see. I hope that there's more characters than just those three, but we'll see.
I kind of wish they did something similar to how some of the other games have done it, where like the DLC carries over to the next game. But yeah, I don't know how they would do it. It'd be weird.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we also have Apex Legends coming to Switch. Woo! Finally, where are we dropping? Where are we dropping, boys? It's a meme, right? Is that the Apex Legends meme?
Fortnite's already on
To be
Switch.
honest, I haven't kept up with Apex Legends.
I've never played that.
Yeah. The only people I still see play it are VTubers, actually.
Yeah.
Then
I know some people who play it, like I think like, well, it's either that or like Valorant. Like it's always like there's always like somebody who's playing it. Like I think Ryan Higa plays Apex Legends sometimes on his
I know
Twitch.
that is, but okay.
You don't know Ryan Higa, one
No.
of the original YouTube gods?
No.
All right, well,
Is that a channel name?
I don't follow that religion.
But I think that's all I jotted down here.
Yeah,
we talked about
well.
we talked about Legend of Mana remake. Yeah, No More Heroes.
That very bad DC thing that we just wiped from our memory because it was garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not talk about that
I totally
one.
forgot.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. Knockout City, which was also in another direct that we've looked at recently. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it was in the Pokemon Direct. You're right.
No, wait, the other one.
Exactly. I was surprised that they added
it was
Pokemon characters in
Knockout City. I feel like the State of Play Sony one did a better job of explaining it than the Nintendo one.
Yeah, it feels like it's trying to get that like trendy weird Fortnite base out of there. Which is weird because like at the same time PlayStation's got that other game that the IP, I forget what it's called. Shit. I'll look it up. Somebody entertain people for a second.
I mean, I feel like they almost swapped the two versions of the trailer. Like the one for Sony PlayStation should have included the World of Warcraft character and the
Demolition All Stars. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
they had Demolition All Stars.
That one seems really good. But yeah,
it's like a unique Twisted Metal spin.
Yeah.
But then they have like this dodgeball game, and yeah, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of new, unique sports games to kill people.
I was gonna say, for the golf too, there's like a speed golf mode where you can bump into other people trying to play golf.
Yeah.
You can like smack them away and like get a superstar and like run into them and stuff.
I'm gonna speed through our Sony State of Play announcements because there's not really much that we don't already know. New FNAF game. Wait, what is that? What's the second bullet? Nick, you're making me break my immersion. What does that mean?
So Sifu was a game that was announced totally new IP. I think it was just like a random fighter where the guy is like fighting his way through a hallway, but then he
you mean the martial arts game?
Yeah, he like ages up. He becomes a master.
Yeah,
seems interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
it's
kind of interested in it just for the martial arts gameplay. It kind of reminds me of like those old that old Jackie Chan PS1 game.
Oh, not even. I'll say it reminds me of Kung Fu from the NES that you go through like a hallway.
Right. Yeah. Maybe. Not really my thing.
But yeah, it's not something I'd spend like $70 for.
Crash Bandicoot 4 is getting some updates to the PS5. Big texture packs. That Crash Bandicoot 4 looks amazing. Nobody will want to buy it.
But it's also getting a PC port, so
yeah. So wait for the PC port. It'd probably be garbage, but we'll see.
Well, Toys for Bob is usually good with the PC port so far.
Yeah,
I think Spyro and Crash.
Spyro and Crash were fun, I think. Deathloop got a new trailer to see some like actual more gameplay. Reminder: this is one of the remaining Sony limited time exclusives from Bethesda, and then we'll probably be cut dry. After Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, we will probably not see Bethesda games on a Sony platform. I don't know. falls in Xbox's court there. Solar Ash from Annapurna Interactive, which is pretty. They publish a lot of interesting games, and this one looked pretty unique. So I'm looking at playing that. It's like a free runner game. So I guess
Yeah,
if you're like in
you're
a
like
Mirror's
inside of
Edge
a
kind of.
black hole, and you're like
Yeah,
running and Spider-Man jumping and stuff. That
yeah.
sounds
It also gave me some like Gravity Rush vibes too.
Mm-hmm.
Oddworld Soulstorm, we've known about that one for a bit now. Just an expansion of like the Oddworld games. It seems like it's like a 2.5D kind of Oddworld game. It looks like you switch to 3D here and there, from what I remember in the trailers. But it's fun. I like Oddworld games. They're really cool. It's kind of like if you never played Oddworld game, it's like an alien post-apocalyptic kind of world. Um, there's always like funny like jokes in it, and yeah, I mean all the characters are really fun. I've
I haven't
I,
played I haven't played Oddworld since the original Abe's Odyssey on the PS1.
yeah, I played Abe's Odyssey and I played Munch's Odyssey, which is my favorite. Like I hope they do another. I hope they do like another one like Munch's Odyssey because I really enjoyed it. And we also have Kina Bridge of Spirits, which I really don't know much about. Does anybody want to
Yeah.
like talk about
We
that
can
one a little
probably
bit?
skip over it.
Okay.
Like what?
It's a
Right.
very like anime Pixar looking spirit.
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of more like Studio Leica than it does Pixar. You know, like
Yeah.
the Who Wants
Yeah.
Two Strings and all that.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think
It's
I think
cool graphics and
I
stuff.
do like that Sony is pushing their indie studios they have in their program, so it is nice to see some cool titles come out of them. Final Fantasy VII Remake. There is a new side story with Yuffie. I think you
Yeah,
get.
and they're also bringing back characters from Dirge of Cerberus in it.
Oh, thank
and-
God.
Yeah, we just ain't Gat in it.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, isn't the problem?
That's right.
The thing with GAC though
I
is
don't even
that
remember
like,
the Dirge Cerberus people.
Isn't GAC expensive though?
Yes.
They're probably not gonna be able to
Yeah.
get
Bring
this
Dak
you know,
back.
it's a cameo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Dirge Cerberus, so I'm fine with this. But
GAC.
I hope
Oh
they
my God.
remaster
His
it.
character sucks so bad in Crisis Core.
But I don't mind what they. I'll just go. I'll hit on a Final Fantasy remake for PS5. So updated textures, 60 frame rate, and the new Luffy side story, which I think is a good bridge while we wait for the transition to part 2 of it.
Wasn't Yuffie like on disc 2 though? In the original game?
No, she was in disc 1.
Oh, okay.
She was like an optional character though that
Yeah, she's optional. So was
Yeah.
was optional, and I think Vincent was too.
Yeah, Vincent was too.
Yes.
But of course, Final Fantasy compilation kind of made her a bit more canon. So.
Vincent was like one of the best characters, so he's canon now.
Yeah.
I've noticed that it was mentioned the Yuffie side story is maybe only available for PS5.
PS5?
Good.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Good.
It may change.
Buy the PS5.
They may devolve the graphics back for PS4.
They're holding Final Fantasy VII hostage with the PS5.
Yeah,
Like
or wait for the inevitable PC port.
Final Fantasy 14 new expansion Endwalker. Me and Jamar
over it.
talked about that. Yeah, the Paladin. I forgot to mention the Paladin's the Warrior of Light in this expansion. I think that's stupid because nobody plays Paladin. CD Projekt Red was hacked, and I believe they are a bit worried that devs lost like employees lost some like personal information in the hacking. I don't know much more about that. Nick, do you want to weigh in on it?
Source code was on the deep web,
Yeah.
auctioned for millions of dollars.
Yeah, nobody's gonna
Nobody
take
wants
it.
it.
Like, as soon
It's
as
bad.
you try to publish anything, it's dumb. It's like taking a stolen car with the alarms flashing.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna touch it.
Yeah, it's like it's just dumb. It's like, okay, a game comes out and you don't really like it, but don't attack the developers and the people that are just programming, the car sounds and stuff. They don't deserve to have like their personal information's
Yeah.
getting
Oh,
leaked. The company's losing, crap tons of money. The latest update is that they've been like locked out of their like if they're working from home, their VPNs and their workstations and stuff. I don't know how. I'm not an expert in hacking remote software and
don't
stuff,
be
but
modest.
Yeah.
no, I'd
What
actually
do you mean?
know how this works.
Um,
It's just been a shit show.
some also some news I wanted to put in. I want to talk about the state of play is we got some more info on the next gen VR from PlayStation. They've kind of left us in the dark on whether or not they're continuing VR support. They basically said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make more games for it," but they weren't gonna update the hardware. That seems to have changed. They're updating the hardware. I think that's COVID related though. We've seen a lot of
Yeah.
VR sales increase in COVID. Um, but they've talked about creating a new VR system, enhancing everything. Single cord connection, thank God. New VR controller, enhanced dual. God, thank you, please. The Move is probably one of the worst VR controllers on the market. I hate it so much. It won't launch until sometime this year. I think it'll get delayed till next year, but we'll see. Maybe it'll make it in winter. We also heard that I don't think this was in the state of play unless I missed it, but Days Gone is coming to PC, and was that in the state of play? I think it was.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not that
well,
I
I think
saw.
it was just announced, but nobody really cared.
It was announced before State of Play, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hold
mean, it
on,
wasn't
somebody's at my
anything.
door. Entertain the guests.
Well, there was also then after the PlayStation one, there was a Pokemon Direct that some people are saying kind of made up for the actual Nintendo overall Nintendo Direct earlier this last week because they announced, I mean, not super most exciting. It was kind of leaked earlier. Remakes of Diamond and Pearl, but in like a chibi style. It's interesting to say the least. And then also a open world um, Arceus Legend, like a game that'll take place in the history of the region that Diamond and Pearl takes place. So that one is also interesting, but it's been like compared, kind of memed that they're like the Arceus game is like Breath of the Wild Pokemon, and then the Diamond and Pearl remakes are like Link's Awakening, but Pokemon. And it's just neither of them. The art style didn't really like capture for a pun.
I think
Didn't really
Pokemon
capture
Legend
me,
looks
but
okay.
what are
It's
your guys'
different.
thoughts though?
Yeah. I like those old school Pokeballs.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely seems some interesting concepts. Like um, supposedly you're creating the first ever Pokédex, or at least for the Sinnoh region, and it's maybe more like real time battles. Then like there's no transition between the overworld and then the Pokemon battle itself. Your character can be attacked by the Pokemon if you don't have any on your team to like defend you. Um, that so that won't be coming out till 2022. Uh, Also, we're hoping that it takes its time because from the trailer is very choppy, very like the frame rate was just not so great. It's an awesome concept, and it definitely feels like it is the next evolution of the Pokemon series if this becomes a main thing. Maybe, and they could definitely explore like the past of other regions. There's a lot more like stories that are there, and this kind of free roaming open world is definitely something that people have been asking for
Yeah.
from Pokemon for a long
And
time.
honestly, this is when we get back to the whole blue ocean concept of instead of doing the same cookie cutter Pokemon game, is actually doing something new. And I honestly hope that it does get delayed where they could actually take their time with this. Because I feel like it's more like a beta, well, like can't think of like a slice, a vertical slice off it. Because like it ran like crap, but you get the idea of what they're going for. And would hope they would try to push it towards the Switch Pro or the Switch successor, because this is going to be something that's going to be very taxing on the system. Because even now, Sword and Shield runs pretty rough on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like this is kind of what everyone has been asking for. They wanted the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and they didn't want them to have the Sword and Shield engine, and they didn't want Dynamax to be like shoehorned into Diamond and Pearl. And it's like, okay, then you get that, but it's like it's only exactly that. People are calling it like more of a remaster than a real remake. There's a concern too that like all of the additions from Pokemon Platinum, that was the third game in that fourth generation, won't be there because there's a lot of more story, the distortion world, a whole bunch more Pokemon than two that were added in Platinum. And if it's a very faithful just remake of just Diamond and Pearl, then like it's not going to have Battle Frontier, it's not going to have a lot of these other
Wait, no, if they
features.
take Battle Frontier out, that's bullshit.
Yeah, so that's what they did with the Ruby and Sapphire remakes. It was honestly insulting because you would go to the place where the Battle Frontier would have been, and there's a little sign that said, "We're starting the Battle Frontier project now. It'll be here," and it's like, wait.
Slap in the face.
I never
It's something
noticed,
I
I
want to
guess.
say. Yeah, is what Masuda or someone infamously said, one of the Pokemon developers, that were like, well, kids today, they don't have time for other features and Battle Frontier type stories. They're just on their phone. They just want more convenient stuff. They don't want like
Like,
these very hard, challenging extra
will you
post game
put
contents.
will you put more regions in the games? It's like, no, kids don't have time for us to include more content in our games. Like,
And it's just that was definitely like a downward peak for the series in my opinion, because before there was like with Heart Gold Soul Silver, the developers were like, we got greedy with the amount of content that we actually put into these games, and that's why those are probably some of the most beloved games of all of Pokemon.
Hey, Nick,
But we'll see.
what
Yes.
was Diamond and Pearl popular? Like, I remember playing
pretty
it.
popular. Wasn't the most popular gen for sure.
Yeah. You were talking about it a little bit before the podcast. It's never like at the top of any tier lists, but they weren't like bad games. They introduced a lot new like evolutions of older Pokemon, and then the physical and special split, so you could use more moves on your
Yeah.
Pokemon, but nothing really
Yeah,
revolutionary.
like I didn't mind it. I just, out of all the ones you could remake, I wonder why they picked that.
Oh, so that's probably just because it's the next in the series. So they remade the second generation, and then the third generation with Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. So this is just the
Yeah,
next
I guess that would make sense.
pipeline um, to remake. But if I hope that they have some sort of purpose or some sort of vision to remake it, other than just here's your food, here's your games. You can shut up about it, give us money. Like I feel like I really hope that they have some sort of maybe like the Delta episode or some sort of other something in there. There's also a lot of questions. Will it be able to interact with Sword and Shield? Can you trade? Can you battle
I imagine they
that
would.
game?
I would hope.
You
I
would
mean,
think
they would just
so,
import the
but
models to Sword and Shield. It's not like it's rocket science.
it's just it's never it feels like it's not guaranteed.
I think we should.
um,
People
we'll
should
see.
just stop complaining or just stop buying the Pokemon game.
But
That's
somebody gotta
very
catch them up.
interesting. All right.
But yeah. Before I got cut off by some guy sent by the apartment complex, I was just gonna say that additionally with the Days Gone PC port, they announced that there is a whole slate of PlayStation exclusive titles coming to the PC. But we don't know when, we don't know what game, but we'll see. So it does look like we're getting a continuation of Sony porting more games to the PC. So for a while, people were thinking Horizon was a one and done, but maybe not.
They realize they can make money on the PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them.
But that was it's funny that the Pokemon Direct kind of overshadowed the actual
Yeah.
Nintendo Direct a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
They announced some more updates for like Pokemon Snap and some other, the new Pokemon Snap and
yeah, I'm actually looking
other
forward to
random stuff.
that. I'll probably enjoy that more than the Pokemon games. The new
Yeah.
Pokemon games announced.
It looks cool.
Some things that we expected to see but weren't announced. Well, let me rephrase. Expected to see, hoped to see. Fire Emblem news. We wanted to see some Fire Emblem news. I'm not surprised. I think it's a little too early for any new Fire Emblem news. Metroid news. I think it's a little too
No.
early for Metroid news, guys. Like, come on, don't get ahead of yourselves.
It's the
I mean,
35th
something. It's like
anniversary,
35th
though.
anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, Japan doesn't care about Metroid. We know that.
It's like even for the Zelda anniversary, they didn't even like tweet out about it or anything like on the day of the official Nintendo account was like totally silent. And compared to like Mario's 35th
Yeah,
anniversary,
you'll see
they get,
like
everything.
yeah, you'll see
but
like
no.
Nintendo. You'll see like Nintendo UK being like, "Oh, Zelda, woo! We're putting out this like Steelbook limited edition. All these controllers, you can pre-order it right now, only in the UK." And it's like, why don't we do that? Nintendo America's like, you guys are too good for that. But we also expected some. Hopefully, we were hoping for some Pikmin 4 news. No Pikmin 4 news. I think it was just me hoping for it, but no Pikmin 4 news. And no, as we said, no Nintendo Switch Pro news. Which is probably related to the it might be related to the semiconductor shortage. It's definitely going to limit supply. I think maybe the reason they aren't even unveiling it is because they won't be able to meet the supply demand with semiconductor shortage right now. Which makes sense. Outside of that, I think that's most of our video game news.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anybody wanted to bring anything up? I guess we could talk about Genshin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Barbara's voice actress was changed. I don't think her voice actress, from what I read on Twitter, I don't even think her voice actress knows why her lines were removed. It's just they were replaced. I don't really want to dig into that because it seemed like the spawn drama with the new voice actress, and
I thought the voice actress was
personally
the
don't really
same,
care.
but they told her to change her tone a bit.
No, I think it was
She seems
completely
more
different
depressed.
casting.
Really?
I think it was a different casting.
Yeah,
Unless I
some
just
people kind of
misinterpreted
mixed
it.
on that.
But
Some people told me that it's the same voice.
like I said, the tower defense was around. This is old news because we're actually planning to do this so much earlier, but due to the winter storm, couldn't. But yeah, tower defense is over. Like I said, well, it's not over, but it's ending soon. Hu Tao actually got some announcements today. If you're following the Genshin Twitter, they had like a Hu Tao video up. A little bit of details. If you go to their webpage, you can see the Genshin webpage has gifs of her attacks and how her skills are gonna work. So it's probably likely she's the next banner. I hope not. I hope we get another couple weeks break of heroes so I can roll on this weapon banner and not be not have shitty weapons.
Out of wishes.
I need
the
more
weapons banner.
more time.
The weapons banner.
Yeah. I think that's really all the Genshin updates we have. We're kind of in the dark. Hopefully they do another stream soon with what's coming next because people are bored. I'm bored. Bored of Genshin.
Yeah, they seem to have like big plans for Genshin to like be its own like Sword Art Online style game in like a decade.
Randomly for Indonesian like game ratings board accidentally leaked that it may be coming to PS5. Who knows when? It's supposedly also coming to Switch, but also who knows when? That wasn't at the direct, so
People play Genshin on console?
yeah, like why at that point?
PS4.
Well, it's on a mobile game, so
yeah, the mobile like makes a little sense.
It may as well come to Switch.
Because the problem is there's no crossplay between like the console.
Yeah, if you
version and
can't bring
PC.
your save game over, I don't know what.
It's probably something they were working on in the interim.
Mm-hmm. So
No.
yeah.
You could only play on our console. How dare you?
But it's the best place to play.
But okay, that pretty much wraps it up for video games. And anybody have any final notes for video games before we move on to our closing statement?
Nah, I'm good.
Xenoblade X was not announced as a port for Switch. Still,
Does anyone have
yeah,
any
I hate
news?
it.
Does anyone have any news that is actually interesting?
it's very sad.
Just kidding, but
So
I mean, I have it for Wii U, so I'm not going to buy it again. But it's like that's kind of one of the last big Wii U games that
yeah, pretty
is not
much.
ported.
Well, you know it's gonna come. Like literally almost every
I
game
would hope
from the
so.
Wii
Well,
U.
that and Wind Waker, the Wind Waker
Yeah, that one's those are weird. The Twilight Princess and Wind Waker because they're already like remakes of games on older consoles, but maybe they'll be double remade. But who knows?
we have some meetup announcement. If you make it in the next 11 minutes, you will make it to the February anime discussion for
Yeah.
Given.
I got it right here.
That's now. Oh god damn.
I will upload this video and yeah, just watch this at like 2 times speed, and you might you won't make it. You won't.
And also, I'll be changing up. I think I'm going to be changing up how the watch party stuff is done because less people are showing up, and I think probably most likely due to both fatigue and the fact that people are going out more these days, and like some other and also just other plans in general. I'm going to change. I'm going to change it up a bit. Starting, I get that. I also understand that some people were not really interested in this week's selection, but I'm going to I'm definitely going to do some stuff to like change it up a bit. So
Okay.
Look forward to that.
Look forward to that. Cool.
All I can say is that I will decrease the frequency of these things now because like since people now have like since now people are doing other are in the stage where we're not out of pandemic yet, but we're going to be doing other things.
Yeah.
This weekend, I'm going to like decrease the frequency of them.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Get that blue ocean water thinking going.
Yeah, including me
let the
too.
tides
Because
roll
I've had to call off some things due to the Saturday stuff.
Yeah.
There's been more stuff popping up. Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
Well, then.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this late episode of the damn podcast. Jamar, Justin, Nick, anything else you want to add? All right.
No, I'm looking forward to getting off. Honestly.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Bye,
See you next time.